I am going to apologize in advance. There will be no intro this week. This is just an open letter to the college football committee. You guys absolutely suck and suck bad because you left out Notre Dame out of the college football playoffs.
The Utes should have been in.
Absolutely ridiculous.
We should have
and I am
leapfrogged
very
5
upset.
teams.
I'm very upset, and I will tell you this right now. You guys made a huge mistake, and I hope you suffer from it. And
is Penn State going to the NIT? What do they do? Like, if you're
so
that
Tim,
bad?
what is your biggest win this year? Who's your biggest win against?
I don't know. We beat
You
US.
wait, hold on, mate. So you're complaining about them not getting in the thing. You don't even know who your biggest win is against?
I mean, all of our wins. Notre Dame.
That's
Let
not
me
what I
tell
asked
you,
you. What is
every
the biggest
single
team
one.
in the
I
Every
think they
single,
won Colgate Toothpaste
What is
University,
your,
right?
your strength of schedule is 42nd in the nation.
every single team that made it in to the college football playoffs, right? All play Bethune-Cookmans and Arkansas Pine Bluff and East Carolina,
Carlisle
the Jersey
State.
Shore. Yeah, Notre Dame doesn't. You know how many teams FCS teams Notre Dame has played? Not this season, ever. One, ever.
But
there's another thing. Here's another thing. Oh, they tell us to join a conference, right? Duke wins the conference. They win the ACC. They don't even get in. Alabama loses their conference. They don't even get in. 5 out of 7 teams who play in the conferences didn't even play in the championship game.
Hold on 1 second here. Let's backtrack. First off, you think you guys are already in the ACC for every sport but football. You guys think you're too good to be in there. If you guys were in the ACC, you guys would have made it in above Miami because you guys would have won the ACC. You would have had an automatic bid.
No, it's not an automatic bid if you win the ACC because Duke won the ACC and they're not even in.
I get that, but I'm saying is if you guys would have went in there, you would have got. If you would have won in there and won your conference, you would have got in.
We should listen. Alabama has 3 losses. We have 2 losses. Why is Alabama
they play SEC? They play the best, one of the hardest schedules in the country.
Oh, they play the hardest schedule. Look at the schedule. Look at who they played.
You guys had the 42nd set.
What did Alabama have?
You're the one who brought it up. You tell me.
I'm not better. Listen, Notre Dame played a tougher schedule than Alabama.
Bro, you're having a debate right now, and you can't even tell me who your number 1 win was.
How can you have Notre Dame ahead of Miami? Every single week, listen. Every single week that the college football playoff rankings have come out up until the last one, who was ahead, Notre Dame or Miami?
It doesn't matter.
No, they answer the question. Who was ahead, Notre Dame or Miami?
I don't know. I don't follow
Notre Dame. Notre Dame. And every single playoff release. Okay. This week, who did Miami play? Nobody.
Okay.
Who did Notre Dame play?
Nobody.
So all of a sudden, when both teams had no game, and yet Notre Dame was ahead of Miami every single week, they just decided randomly to flip them again?
No, because Miami won an overhead.
So then how come Miami wasn't ranked over Notre Dame before any other week?
That's a question I can't answer.
Listen, exactly. Okay? That's why my letter is to the college football committee.
Okay, hold on a minute. Before you even do this, let's have a letter to your coach and to your school. How dare you guys withdraw yourself from the bowl game?
Yeah, that was pretty lame.
Yo, that's a scumbag move. You guys are scumbag school because you know what? Those seniors deserve to have an extra game.
How come? Well, the seniors voted. They had a team vote.
You think every single one of those seniors voted yes or no?
They had a team vote.
You have a team vote. That's majority vote, bro. That's not every single.
Let me tell you this. I'm against it because I offered them the Dibdit Bowl and they declined it. I was pretty upset about that.
It was going to be played on Tecmo Bowl via Nintendo.
But without further ado, this is the No Bangers Sports Card Podcast, episode number 48. I am joined by Mr. Rod from Picking and Punching Cards.
Fired up this morning, man. We didn't freaking get started.
Well, can you do the muscles, please?
Do the muscles. Gosh, dude.
Cary from American Arbitrage Cards. Thumbs up. And I am Tim from Over the Ear Sports coming in guns a-blazing.
I'm gonna do this for Spotify. I'm just gonna let you know what we're doing.
Well, yeah, there we go.
He did finger guns.
It's like the ASL girls at like the Wiz Khalifa concerts.
Exactly. Right now, Tim is thinking about twirling his mustache. It's going to happen at any moment.
So, listen, before we go any further, I am obliged to give a big shout out to somebody. So, the first shout out is going to be to the Sandlot 6 of the Mideast. Okay? Shout out to the Sandlot 6 of the Mideast. Okay? Big Gambino, baby Bambino, he, was in my show this morning, and he bought a fat stack of cards, and he said, how do I sponsor No Banger Sports Card Podcast? I said, I don't have an answer for that. you're not the first person to ask. Shout out Buster Chestnut. He's also a member here. I said, you could be a member. Be a member. And then he bought a fat stack, and I was like, look, you want me to let me give back to you. And he said, yeah. Shout out the Mid East fan club. And then I said, is that it? You want me to shout out the Mid East fan club? He's like the Sandlot 6 of the Mid East. So shout out Sandlot 6 of the Mid East.
That sounds like the group of kids who used to beat me up in like elementary school, the Sandlot 6.
I'm checking my pockets. Did you get any sponsorship money for that?
Yeah,
Gary?
I'm pretty.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing today? You're just taking over the show.
You're just going rogue. You're just
going right down the
You're giving out sponsorships to people buying from you on Dibdit Cards.
you're
Wow. Talk about a new scandal. Jeez Louise, bro.
Committee after they made the right decision of not to have no
Exactly. There can only be one Indiana school going to the college football playoffs.
Yes,
It can't
the
be
right
two.
one. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like heartbroken. I texted my wife immediately, like I was in shambles. It hurt. Also, but I forgot. I texted
You guys weren't going to do anything in the playoffs anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah, we would have. We had better. We were like the fourth FanDuel odds to win it all.
Yeah, so it's Penn State, and look what happened to them.
No, I'm talking about right now, before the
for you?
rankings got released. Listen, I sent you guys a picture of a gentleman who I saw at the card show 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to shout him out last week.
Oh, yeah, please.
Was
go
his
for
name
it. Shout
Dan
out
or
some more
Dave?
people.
Sure. What? You're
Dan or
asking
Dave?
us. You met
What are
them.
you asking us for? We weren't
I
there,
sent
bro.
you guys the picture because I had to delete our group chat because I ran out of storage
What are you
space.
doing, Tim? Is there anybody else? Did you buy from other people that you need to talk about? Like shout out.
We are going to be giving away.
Hold on a minute. You had to delete-
What is
You're running
this
a space on your
podcast?
phone? What do you have? Like an iPhone, like 8 gig? Like what is going on over there? Like,
No, I have 120 something gigs on my iPhone.
Yeah,
there's
no,
no
he's
reason
got,
why you should ever run out of space having that much.
he's
gig
got
on
the
you.
original iPod.
Cary runs out of space.
You don't
I
transfer
do.
stuff to
I
the
have
cloud.
500 gigs
I don't
too.
use iCloud.
You don't use standard shipping. You don't use iCloud. What is going on? Your life
I
is
don't believe in dinosaurs either. Somebody sent me a DM and wanted to know exactly why I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah, I
It's
passed
true.
Dinosaur Park near Tampa, and I sent you that picture. I'm like, if there's no dinosaurs, explain this giant T-Rex just out there on the freaking grass, bro.
I'm still upset that you guys never watched that video that I sent you guys. It's mocking how they always refer to
I watched
the bones. Did you watch? It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I get it. All right, going back. Why aren't you guys in a conference, Notre Dame? Why do you think you're better than the ACC?
We've never been in a conference. Our entire
That's
existence.
your own choice. That's your own choice.
Because we don't want the conference taking all of our money.
Then this is the situation you run into for making that choice, though.
No,
Yes,
it's not fair.
because you would have played an extra game. You would have been in the ACC championship game, so you would have had an extra win. You would have been in the playoffs
But how come Duke won the conference and didn't get in the playoffs? then?
because Duke has 8 wins.
What's the deal with basketball schools being good at football all of a sudden? It's weirding me out because Bobby Knight led that team to #1, right? They're the #1 team, Indiana.
Yeah, they are the #1 team. Hold on one second.
insane.
I have to pick my nose.
What? What is going on? This is the most ridiculous show ever.
This show
All right, guys,
is in
please down
shambles.
below, please put in your application right now for anyone who wants to replace Tim.
Yeah, you
because
could
we're
have
well on our
muted
way.
it. We didn't have to hear that.
Jeez, we're 8 minutes in. This freaking
Shout out
guy.
to the Spotifyers.
Yeah,
Oh my
Spotifyers, you got to
gosh.
hear
Jeez.
full booger.
So you two guys held hands this weekend. So let me hear
Yeah, we
all
did.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, hold on, man.
Nothing
Before
wrong
we
with
get to that point, I'm gonna tell you I already got my hot take today, and it's coming at you, buddy.
Why are you coming at me for?
Just joking. All right,
Oh.
yes. Me and Cary did go to a card show together this weekend.
Yes.
If you want to call that, we showed up to the same place, but Cary stood in one. Cary,
I did what they call looking for cards, and you just went gallivanting around, just throwing money at tables and asking what kind of treasures they would give you. Like it's like,
And they
oh,
give
do
you-
you
That
have-
sounds like a
yeah,
strip club.
Yeah,
night, not
exactly.
a
He
card
throws just
show.
$100 down, and they're like, I don't know. Do you want like a freaking Gremlins pack or something? Like I don't know what Rod's buying, but I was digging.
I was digging too.
First
Can I
table.
ask a question?
Yeah.
So the Facebook post, the $2 box, was that at the card show?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a killer box.
Dude, that box, that wasn't even as good as the 50-cent boxes. I got to tell you, do you know who I think it's Chris Rodriguez, Bowman 2025.
Yeah, Detroit Tigers, one of the top
50
chases in that
cents.
product.
50 cents, numbered to 50, reptilian.
What?
Bro, there's
in
cases.
50
They didn't know.
cents.
They didn't know. They
They
didn't know that it
didn't
was
care. I got a
No,
Yoswar, whatever his name is, to 99 for 50 cents. That's like a $30 card.
Here's the backstory.
How much is that Chris Gonzalez Reptilian?
It
is
said
50?
like
That's gotta
40
be
to
like
60,
$75.
$70, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I have.
So here's the
I already
backstory,
sent it
Tim.
out. I sent it out to DC.
This dealer wasn't even supposed to be there, and he was actually filling in because the person couldn't make the table. And I guess they buy out massive collections, and they take all the slabs, take all the other stuff. That's the stuff they sell, and then they have a warehouse where they just take all these value boxes of stuff like $150 or $100 and left over and put them off to the side. And then when they go to shows, they just want to blow it out. So they put
I'm getting
50 cents,
honeycombs. The
$2.
guy next to me is getting the physical education. The case hits for Bowman U. It was insane. Like, I walked in. It's no joke. You walk in, you pay immediately to the left, barely through the
First
the
table.
big door. First table on the left, right on the corner. So you're barely even in the building. And I just start digging. There was a couple people there. You work your way in, and then you kind of just take control, the boxes, and dig with your fellow people. But I remember I was so anxious because it was a big show. I'm like, I got to go see everything. And I just realized about a half hour in that I'm like, this is my show right here.
You didn't try to buy the whole box?
That was one question I was going to ask you.
I probably could have. I mean, I spent. Yeah, who knows? I could have done that.
I mean,
but
I'm not saying
there was
that you
other
had
people
to.
looking too. So
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been kind of like a
That
rod
makes it a
move.
little difficult.
But
Right.
I don't buy boxes when people.
I've
look
done that
through them.
before. And full disclosure, not for cards, but I remember back in the day, I would, believe it or not, get up at like 4:30, 5 in the morning and go to flea markets in Utah. And there was a guy that would bring toys, like vintage toys and stuff like that. And one day he brought a bunch of totes, like filled with, He-Man and, turtle stuff, that kind of stuff from the 80s and 90s. And I was looking through a few, and there was a whole bunch of people swarming around. And then I'm just like, how much for all of it? And then he gave me a price. I just bought it all while people were still looking. So sometimes you got to do it, but...
Rod, you got to get a black. Yeah, you made it worse.
I made it worse.
Yeah.
You got to get a black cloth to cover yours. That's what I did with mine now.
Yeah.
Well, that I will tell you, the honeycombs.
He looks like he's
are
Harry
awesome,
Potter
too.
right now with like some weird...
I've never seen Harry Potter.
He looks
so I
like he's
don't
in
know.
Call of Duty. He's got like the face paint or something.
I was thinking more like a 1990s like George Michael music video or something. What was this? What was the
you've never
song?
seen
Not
Harry
George
Potter?
Michael. What's the guys that sings the song and the video was in black and white and they were on the beach? And I will never nothing like you. And
Chris Isaac?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Isaac. Yeah.
Wanna fall in love.
Sing it, Rod. Let's see if this is true. Sing it.
No, this is stupid. Let's talk about the card show.
We're talking about the card show, but we got
Tim's already got me
sidetracked
off
because you
subject.
look ridiculous, man.
No, because Tim's ridiculous. And
I
his
am
ridiculous
ridiculous.
statements. So, but Cary, so I'm not lying to you, Tim. Cary must have stood at those bargain boxes for an hour and a half. Is that safe to say?
No, I was there more than
2
2
hours?
hours.
2 hours?
2.5 probably.
Because I walked up because people kept walking up to me and like, "Hey, I love the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, have you seen Cary?" Like, no. And I point to the front door, so all these people kept walking up to Cary.
Yeah, I was exactly.
But-
I was talking to people, but like I'm, Rod found some good stuff. I'm giving Rod a hard time. He found a really sweet one of one triple patch.
Triple patch.
That was cool. For $100,
yeah.
like I would have considered buying it at that price. It was dope.
Upper Deck has Frank Gore, Larry Johnson, and LT on it.
Oh,
So
that's
game
dope.
used, yeah,
Game
all game
used,
used,
too.
yeah. So I mean, LT's Hall of Famer. Frank Gore's gonna. I think this is the first year he's up for eligibility.
Gore's
so
gonna.
he should be,
Gore's got to make it. I don't know if he will first year, but he's got to make it.
I mean, he's third all time in rushing.
I mean,
which-
Jeff Kent just made the Baseball Hall of Fame. What a
Yeah, who went in? I know they were voting yesterday, but who
Jeff
actually
Kent
made
went
it?
in over Dale Murphy. Over
Dale Murphy needs to be in. 2-time MVP. He needs to be in.
Don Mattingly not in.
Don Mattingly should be in. No brainer. I don't even know why that's a
just-
discussion.
Barry
know he had
Bonds
a-
and Roger Clemens. Those four.
All of
out
them need to be
those-
Hall of
Hold on.
Famers.
Yes.
No, here's the worst thing. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens didn't receive 5 votes. So because they didn't receive 5 votes, they're not eligible in the next year in 2028 to be reconsidered. So they have to wait to 2030 now to be reconsidered.
It's
for the
just
Hall
so
of Fame.
dumb.
Eventually, all
Everybody
these
knows they
old
did
farts are gonna-
steroids, but
All these
still,
old
they should
farts
be
are
in.
going to pass away eventually, and then you'll get some new baseball writers that actually will vote them in. Because for me, Barry Bonds never tested positive for steroids in his entire career. Never admitted to using steroids knowingly in his entire career. Did he put a little cream on his knee? Sure. Does that make him not that takes away his Hall of Fame? Like, in my opinion, no. Like, Barry Bonds is one of the best.
Pretty
He would've
simple,
been on the
dude.
Hall
Watch-
of Fame before he even hit the 70 home
Yeah,
runs.
watch a game of his in 1990 or 1991, and then tell me if he's not a Hall of Famer. Watch a couple games and tell me he's not a Hall of Famer.
Here's the crazy thing, though. So the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee, that's who votes at this point in time. But dude, this Hall of Fame is like Fergie Jenkinson, Ozzie Smith was on
Fergie
there.
Jenkins?
Yeah, he's actually on the committee to vote. So it's Ozzie Smith. Robin Yount, I think, is on the committee as well. Like, how are these people not voting? Alan Trammell's on there. Tony Perez is on the list. Like,
Jeff Kent, a Hall of like you would say the name Jeff Kent. The last thing that comes to my mind is Hall of Fame.
He's all-time second baseman, most hits, isn't he?
No way.
Yeah,
No
I think
way.
so. Jeff Kent. Let me look it up.
I think
he's
Jeff Kent's underrated, but I don't know if he's Hall of Famer level. I would say he's very good.
Yeah, we're not. It's ridiculous.
He finished career no total second baseman. He's the most famous for being the all-time home run leader for the position for second baseman. All-time home run leader for second baseman.
How many home runs did he get?
He won an MVP.
One MVP.
I'm just saying, he won an MVP.
Here's the thing, Jeff. Here's why Del Murphy should be in. Del Murphy was arguably the best baseball player offensively for a span of probably 4 years, give or take, in the early 80s. And he was an MVP 2 years. It's just a no-brainer. If you have any like multiple year dominance, I think, and you didn't like flame out in 3 years total, like he played 14 years, and they're picking freaking Jeff Kent over Del Murphy. It's ridiculous.
The fact that Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame is the most
Barry
ridiculous
Bonds
thing
has,
ever.
yeah, he has a giant head. First off, giant dome. Just thought I'd
That's why I
mention
play
that.
for the Giants.
Yeah, and then he's got like 1,700 home runs, give or take.
Yeah. Give or take. So, anyway, let's get back to the card show, Cary. So, what did you think of your first big card show in Tampa?
Yeah, I loved it, man. I'm definitely going to that show again next week. I'm going, which you need to come to. It's Lakeland. It's pretty
I'm going
close
to
to
that
you.
one.
Yeah, so we'll be in Lakeland hanging out again. But it was a great show, man. It was big. That first, obviously, that first table, which you'll see in my video if you guys go check it. It'll come out yesterday or on Monday rather.
Nice.
It was a great table, like insane table. I didn't even realize how good it was because what I was doing, Tim, is I was just seeing these reptilians to 50. Like of the new stuff for 50 cents. I don't even care. Throw it in the pile,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I didn't realize who that guy was. I realized that's got to be a $10 card probably, at least. And I was just like, throw him in the pile, you know?
Yeah, he's
then
one
maybe-
of the big chases out of that product, and
it's wild.
like a first. That's a first Bowman too. That's not like it's not like a non-first. That's
Yeah, it's already on its way to DC. It's probably not the perfect time to sell
I
it,
just
but
got a
it's okay.
notification from DC that they have my package.
I got like 34 cards going.
So it
through
takes
right
2
now.
days. I found out it takes 2 days over a weekend too. It takes two days to get my package.
Are you doing under 20 cards so
yeah.
that you can get the express? That's what I do. I keep it under 20 and because I don't typically, I'm trying not to send in cards that are only going to make me $1 or $2 or $3 if I can help it. So I'm trying, and that stuff's going on collects or Dibdit or whatnot or whatever if I have the lower end stuff. So
Yeah, it took 2 days to get there, so I'm excited to see how it does.
didn't
'cause
you
I've
you
only
sent
done it one
you
time.
sent some stuff out to DC too, didn't you, Rod?
Yeah, so I sent my first package in right around Thanksgiving, and that's my my Georgia Tech Buzz auto to 10. I sent that in. I sent the quarterback for USC. I had a couple autos from him, and then I had like
Leyva?
a Kirby Puckett and like a Kirby Puckett, I think to 25, and then
Like an auto or just a number to
patch
25?
card. Yeah, like a patch card, and then I had Mark McGuire at a 10, which had like a bat relic in it. Sent that in, and then I sent a Disney Dan Stevens.
Did you not send
Beast
yours
auto.
express?
I did. They're up for auction. They actually end tomorrow, I think.
Oh, okay.
They end Tuesday or Wednesday. They end. So
I think I have some ending. Yeah, mine are ending tonight. My first batch, then some more on Tuesday or on Wednesday.
yeah, so it's interesting process. So I'm going to see how it goes because going forward, I like to send more
up and
cards
down.
over there. So
It's up and
just see how
down,
this one
like-
goes.
I have cards that I'm like, oh my god! It's just like any auction that you do. It's like that went for a lot less than I thought. That went for more than I thought.
Yeah.
And
I
hopefully,
sent my Drake Baldwin.
oh, you
So
did?
this is what's interesting. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but when I was deciding what cards to send, I went and I looked at their recent solds
Yeah, did that.
to see like what players were selling good on their platform and like what cards were selling good, and like is it worth? Was it be worth it? Like, so, like I got a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to 75, bronze prism mosaic, and I looked and I was like, damn, these things are only selling for like, and their auctions out of 75 were Shea's, like non-rookie stuff, were selling for like $15, and I was like, yeah, I don't like. There's a consistent pattern here of that's what they were basically selling for. So I was like, this doesn't seem like the right card for me to send. I'd rather just list it and wait a little bit longer. So I tried to do a little bit of research. So their Drake Baldwin auctions were starting. They were going up too. The data, like as the time, like, you know, the ones from the most recent were selling for higher than like 3 days before. So they were selling for like in the upper 60s. So I was like, yeah, I might as well just send this one in too and see if I can get it, because if I listed, you know, like I can list it for that much money, but it's like then it's gonna. Who knows if it's gonna sell right away? There's a ton of that stuff.
That is the trade-off with DC. I mean, if you send in that Drake, you're gonna. I mean, it's gonna get a bid, so it's gonna sell. But the only thing is, you definitely don't have the control over what it's gonna go for. So,
Cary, I forgot to tell you, the guy that was picking next, you found the same card, the red rookie, in that 50-cent box that you were picking through.
A red rookie to
Drake Baldwin.
Drake Baldwin. Yep.
Oh,
he found it. He showed me. Yeah, he showed me it.
Yeah, he was killing it. Matt or Mike, I forgot his name, but he's a super nice guy. But he was. We were having fun. He was sending a lot of the numbered stuff my way that he wasn't interested in. But he was like, "Oh, check this out! Like case hit. He was killing it. He sells mostly on eBay, so he's going to do really well.
That's the best thing about being in bargain boxes, because we know what the person actually likes to buy. Like, hand them over the cards. Like, it goes back way. It's a good way. So I love hearing that. That's what's happened to you. But did you actually have to walk around the rest of the thing? Because
I did. I walked around. I didn't get anything. I mean, I spent a good chunk for a 50-cent and $2 box. I spent like $300 there, and then maybe $60-$70 outside of that, and just and not as good of deals. Like, I was thinking that whole time. I'm like, outside of this box, cards like this are going to be $5, $10, $15, and I'm getting them for 50 cents or $2. Yeah. I got a Jerzon Newton. Did I show you that? To 10
I saw that.
Optic gold for $2. Yeah. Not an insane card, but definitely not a $2 card. So I'm like, I'm going to be not overpaying, but I'm going to be paying a lot more elsewhere. So I spent most of my time there, but I found a couple. I don't even remember what I found outside of that. That was really the highlight of the show.
I can't wait to watch that video.
So here's an interesting thing I found out about the show, and I wanted your guys' opinion on this. So, what's the best way to do this without throwing anyone under the bus?
It's too late now.
No. So, a gentleman bought multiple tables. I'm talking like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's say he bought 10 tables at the card show, and then he subleased all those 10 tables to other vendors. Because I don't know if he did that because he wanted the spots there, but he was one of the first people in there with a pocket full of cash, and all the vendors that he subleased the tables went through and made deals with them to buy out a lot of their cards. I guess he was buying that. He's a big buyer. He buys out stuff. He must have spent $50,000, $100,000. I don't know. Like, I'm talking like, I have friends there that were paying. He was paying them thousands of dollars for their cards and stuff like that. And he was making all these deals like before the show was even opening, you know what I mean? Getting all these deals in there. So my question to you guys is, you know, if people get tables, do you think that they should be able to sublease those tables to other people, or have first dibs of, you know, buying cards from people they sublease to?
Well, I think that's two separate questions. To answer one, because that's part of the being a dealer and being able to shop the floor first.
Sure.
1,000%, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
That's the benefits of setting up, you know. Yeah. And but I don't know, subleasing tables is a little weird. Like, I know a lot of people that share tables. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see that a lot. Like, that's just I don't know, but subleasing tables is like I don't know what the strategical tactic is behind that.
Unless he's so. I don't know what the process
are there discounts for buying multiple tables, and then he's passing the discounts on and then getting first dibs because
maybe I don't know the full story, but I know a friend of mine went in on a table with another gentleman, and they got the table from this guy. So I was just curious. I was like, I wasn't sure what the thought process was. Is that something that's normally done?
So we're all 10. So let's try and not do hypotheticals. How many tables did he buy? Do you know?
Yeah, it was less than 10, but it was more than 6.
Okay, so
7, 8, or 9. We've in between those three numbers, which one was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say 7. to make things a little bit less hypothetical, but still really weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So he bought 7 tables. Okay. Were all 7 of those tables filled by vendors when the doors opened?
Yes, but he bought out like a lot of the guys' tables. So like he ended up buying.
So let me. I'm so confused right now. So he bought 7 tables.
Yep.
Then sublet those 7 tables to 7
dealers.
different vendors, and then bought those vendors out.
Bought a big portion of their cards out. Yeah.
That's weird. There's something shady going on. I don't know what it is, but it's weird.
Yeah, why wouldn't he just say, "Hey, come to the show or buy 7 tables and have the people just show up and buy out their stuff there"? Why did he have to sublet the tables for it?
But here's the thing: is like if someone maybe those vendors felt obligated to give him a discount on the stuff, maybe because he came in there. Like I don't know. Like I mean, if you're building a relationship with someone, I could see that people doing that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm getting you a table. You get and they were in a good spot. Like. There's a big difference when you go to a big card show like the National. Like, there's a difference being in one of those first, like the first 5 or 10 rows compared to being in row 50 at the National. Because
if you're in one of the first, if you're one of the first 10 tables at the National, you're getting thousands of Rod's dollars, 100%.
Well, no.
I can guarantee you that. Rod's gonna be like, "What? Oh my gosh, Golden Girls, tops 85. Get me a case."
Bro, you would buy a case of Golden Girls for
I would buy a box for Don. Yeah.
And what is Dawn?
The thing that's crazy is when you said
Dawn is
Golden
my wife
Girls,
now. My wife, Dawn.
Oh yes. I was not thinking about the TV show when you said Golden Girls. I thought you were talking
What do you think I was saying?
I thought you was talking about like the Golden booth with like the girls dressed in bikinis.
Hey, I must have missed that. You seem to have been
booth
aware.
You were at, but I don't remember seeing any.
I don't know. Were you at what was that old company that used to do like all the trading cards of like Playboy models and stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about? What's that company? You know that I'm
TriStar?
No, not TriStar. You guys are playing. You guys are playing dumb. I understand. I respect it.
That's like,
well, I'll tell you about my card show. Are you guys done?
Yeah, let's hear it, brother.
I want
to hear it.
It was marketed as a 400 table show, which is a pretty big
show. That's a massive show.
It was definitely not 400 tables.
So they were lying about the size, something we can all relate to.
Yeah, definitely not 400 tables. It was a good size show, but
was there 350 tables?
I don't even know if I would say 350 tables.
Was there 300 tables?
I don't think there's 300 tables.
How about so 275? Let's keep going, Rod. This is a fun game that I'm sure the listeners are loving.
I don't know.
260 maybe?
There might have been like 100 and something tables.
Oh, hold on a minute. I was like, it was a 350, and you had to pause and think about it. Like, I don't think there's 350.
That is funny.
And then you stop and tell me there's 150. What is wrong with you? Your math is way off. Then, like, I don't.
I'm trying because in my head
I'm numbers. Okay.
In my head, I'm trying to count the tables. And I'm trying to count the tables in my head.
So it was advertised as 400. In your opinion, it was 100 something. That's a massive difference.
So let's just say 200. I mean, listen, 1, 2.
Guys,
3,
for the record,
4.
we have no idea how many tables there were there.
Hold on, not we.
Tim has no idea.
It definitely wasn't 400.
You weren't sure on under 350. You were pretty sure it was 100 something. Now it's 200.
It's not 400.
This is a beautiful mind right here. I love it.
So,
yeah, and I'd say
what
probably.
What did you do last night? Like, what is going on with you?
Yeah,
today?
Bro.
This is like, it's Christmas brain. Like, what is going on, man?
You didn't get any sleep.
I got a lot going on. So there was definitely not 400 tables. It was probably, I'd say 35% Pokemon.
Which could be 85% with your math.
We don't know.
I mean,
we're very numbers driven, but we don't have anything to verify the number.
There's tables with cards and tables with Pokemon.
It was just.
Were you at a card show?
I wasn't.
Or at a card shop.
No. I sent you guys a picture of the giant. Follow Over the Years Sports on Facebook if you guys aren't already.
Yeah, please do, guys.
I posted a picture of the giant Pokemon.
You should just put the ads on your shirt, Tim, and then you don't have to say them.
And your hat and your beard, just engrave them in your beard, just like.
Well, are we getting power sit scooters for National, and we're selling sponsorships for the side of it?
This is what we need. We need one of those jazzy scooters with a sidecar and a bucket, so we can all three travel together. I'll get in the bucket.
Bro, we're 30 minutes in this podcast, and we're this is just going right down the
There's
shitter.
people right now in other podcasts that are just yelling about something that's happening negative in the
we'll get to all that.
And we're talking about taking a 3-seater Jazzy through the National. This is more interesting. Undebatable.
I will tell you that I wanted to make like I'm going to probably do some hot take hobbies from the car, hot takes from the car. And that sounds like a really good like meal, hobby hotcakes. And so, but like there's just a lot of tables with guys who did not have cards priced, and a lot of that stuff, and a lot of like, I'm just gonna be honest, like Rod said he didn't want to throw anybody under the bus. Like I want to like usher them under the bus, but there were just people there that just it was just bad. Like you have no business selling cards at a card show. Like it's just
because they weren't priced, or what else?
They weren't priced, and it was just like I understand there's a card for everybody, right? I really do, and I say this in a joking manner, obviously, but like sometimes it's just like. It's like you just woke up and you went to your parents' house on the way to the card show, opened up like the attic from the ceiling, and like grabbed a couple of boxes and just went to the card show and was like,
yeah, it's never good when you got a bunch of, unpriced cards and it's like a Steve Smith rookie and a Purvis Ellison autograph. You're like, I don't even want to ask about this. If you got to look this up, we're screwed.
I had a guy, and so there was nothing. There was this box. Some of them were priced, some of them weren't. Right, so I grabbed a couple that weren't priced because the ones that were priced were overpriced. Like I found a Ruben Bain to like 25, but it was Bowman's best. It wasn't like Bowman U first. And you guys know his stuff's like super hot, but like it was $10, and I was just like, yeah, I don't see a lot of room on that. And like I looked it up because I don't really do a lot of comping, but with the eBay scan stuff, when I'm in a situation like that where it makes sense, I used it. And I was like, oh, this is not even selling for $10. So I brought him the cards, and he's like looking it up. He like pulls out his phone, he starts looking it up. I'm just like, So the first card, he's like $10 for this one. I'm just like, let me see the next one, because when I do that, I purposely try to find cards that will frustrate people, like they can't find an easy comp for. So like he's like looking, and it's like 5 minutes have gone by, and he's just like, I don't know, man. I don't understand why I can't find this. And I'm just like, you know what, dude? I'm just gonna pass on all of these cards. Let's not waste each other's time. So like stuff like that. It was just there was a lot of like weird vendors, like weird stuff. I'll tell you this. We talk about one touches, and we give him a lot of crap, right? This guy had a box of one touches. Everything was $5, but he was like, if it says $5, this is the other thing too, is like the box says everything in the box is $3. And then he's like, except for the ones that say $10. And I'm like, well, then why do you have them in the box that says everything in the box is $3?
But he's telling you before, so what's the big deal?
That is because
just take the $10 ones out of the everything's $3 box.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you this. Have you ever
tried an everything's $10 box?
Have you ever tried to sort through one touches? Like bargain box one touches?
I don't like it.
Awful.
By the way,
awful. I got like halfway through the first row, and I was like, this doesn't feel like reading the Sunday newspaper and getting black ink on my fingers.
That's a good point, man. I do not like the tactile nature of digging through one touches. I want a top loader.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Tim, you sound like an 80-year-old man standing on your yard, like, get off my yard right now.
I know
right?
I do, but listen, I was frustrated. I was frustrated at the show.
Have you guys seen the new one touches? They're like half the size now. They're like literally half the size of the regular one touches. What are we doing? I'm just letting you know, they're like half the size, and you can fit literally almost twice as many now in boxes.
Wait,
don't do it.
They're like cheaper ones. They feel. Have you seen those, Cary?
No.
They might be knockoffs.
So they're half the size. Well,
like
there's not a knockoff or not. That's not like it's not like Kleenex, right? They just.
It's still one touch.
It's not
like,
a company.
It's still same process with stuff, but I'm just saying is like they're literally like half the size now.
I don't want to pay extra for a card because there's magnetism involved. You know what I mean?
Card savers and one touches. I would rather dig. I have no problem digging through penny sleeves and top loaders, but one touches and card savers.
What about raw?
It is the biggest
naked
turn-off.
cards.
I don't
raw
mind.
dog.
I don't
you like
mind
raw dog in it
dog.
at the card show?
Yeah, have you
I
ever
know
raw
some
dogged
people
at a
get
card show?
upset. People who watch my videos and they see me dig through a box of raw cards, they like it's like their OCD like just loses it. They're like, why? How do they? This is an abomination, right? Like that. And we've talked about that before. Like you should be if it's raw and it's not even in a penny sleeve, like you shouldn't be allowed to charge $2 or $1.
Yep.
Like,
Not to mention, I mean, I've heard dealers say that they don't like to put raw cards out because people are just aggressive and
Oh my
they
God,
literally
yeah.
they're all dinged up. They're all
can you imagine
damaged,
Rod
like,
going through like your
Oh my
box of
God.
cards?
Me, you
raw?
just-
Hulk
but-
smash, just trying to pick up cards via punching, whatever he's
Yeah.
doing. I'm like, dude, you use your tactile fingers. My
So
friend.
it was a bit of a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie, but I ended up buying 119 cards, and I spent $118. So it wasn't that bad.
Oh, you spent a lot.
What did you
less
spend? What did you spend, Rod? You're coming up to me and you're like, "Oh man, did you know Charles in Charge had a card?" I'm like, "What are you doing?"
No, it's not what happened.
It
So,
didn't happen.
Shout out to Big Tom because Big Tom reached out to me. He said, "Hey," he goes, "I found 6 more dollar boxes that I want to get rid of." And dude, it was like one was like filled. One was all Bo Jackson, literally entire box, just nothing but Bo Jackson. The other one was like half patches, half autos. So I literally bought out that right before as the show started. So I was already, $400 or $500 in the hole as the show started. And then my other buddy was set up there. He's not a dealer, so he literally got a table. Him and a buddy split a table, and both those guys aren't dealers. They just want to try to make some extra cash and blow out some cards. So I went over there to their dollar boxes. That's why I skipped Cary, because I would have been with Cary digging through those boxes, but my friend was there. So I went over to his box and they hooked me up. So I spent a couple $100 there. So like literally in the first like probably half an hour, 45 minutes, I was already like $700 deep into the show. But I bought some cool stuff for my PC. I got an awesome random cutting. I don't have it with me, but random Cunningham Bomb Squad, the clear auto card for the Eagles, which I loved. So I got that, and then picked up some WWE boxes. I bought a case of NXT blasters. But dude, it was a crazy deal for those, so I couldn't pass it up. And then I bought some Cary's talking about. Found an Incredible Hulk pack from 1977, so I had to pick that up. Some other cool stuff.
You are the most. We're all pickers, but you are the most like card picker. Like you are like you have the strongest, I think, picking element. Meaning like you will buy the pop culture stuff more than both me and Tim would.
Yeah.
I bought an entire stack. I think it was 32 cards. Disney, Topps Chrome, and SpongeBob. Shout out to Austin,
I did.
who listens to the podcast. He had it in his Zion case. He's like, dude, I just want to get rid of these.
When I did
And I was
my
like, all right.
my Black Friday penny box, I bought probably like 70 Topps Chrome Disney cards.
Dude, this stuff goes well though, because people that are buying that stuff aren't buying to flip cards. Like a lot of times you guys are selling cards to other people that are flipping or speculating on prospects. People are buying these cards because they love the cards. They want to put them in their collection PC. So they will pay up for certain cards or certain, like wrestlers or other things because it's a PC card for them. So that's why when I do find that stuff out there, a lot of people avoid it all the time. But man, I kill it on content and I do kill it on, reselling a lot of that stuff.
Ooh, Rod, how come we didn't get a text message telling us no, the SpongeBob movie's coming out in 9 days?
Yeah.
I already did. I already talked about it before.
Any pop culture movie coming down the pipeline, we hear about. You know what I mean?
Dude, when I tell you that movies are coming, I'm usually telling you what's coming out in 2026 or 2027.
Yeah, I don't have the time to.
Rod's like, they're doing a live action Battletoads in 2031, which I'm down for, by the way.
let
Bring
me
me
ask
a
you this.
live action Battletoads.
Do you
right
think
now.
do you think the live action or the cartoon Disney Chrome cards sell better?
The cartoons. The cartoons.
100%.
A lot of people will get their certain actors they may like a Will Smith. Like a lot of people get it because they like Will Smith, but like a lot of some of those movies didn't perform as well as they thought, or they didn't like the casting of certain characters. So they
How
don't.
about
Good
Auto,
thing this
though?
show. The good
This
thing
is
this
a question.
podcast is coming out 2 days after I ran my auction. We'll see how I do.
I hope it does well, man. Like,
I
how about this,
preloaded
though?
everything.
I would say the only, and this is a guess, the only exception would be autographs. I think a Tim Allen with like him as a person with the auto would do better than Buzz Lightyear with an auto. I could be wrong. Actually, I might be wrong on that one.
I think you're wrong on that.
How
one.
wrong were you last week, Rod, about the autos?
How
how
what do you
wrong?
mean? How wrong? I
How
don't know.
wrong
Show
were
me
you?
show me the evidence that you're supposed to
Yeah,
get me.
everybody told you. You were wrong,
No.
Rod.
No.
Yeah. Evidence is the crowd saying.
Actually, I will say, like, it's interesting if you look at the comments from last week. We asked, "What is the easiest way to sell cards?" And people were all across the board. Like, it's funny because everybody had a different perception on it. Where some had the easiest way to make money, some had the easiest way to process the information. So it was funny that we had that same debate, but the audience was pretty much, I'd say, split across the board on that. So
breaking news.
So what happened?
Browns coach Kevin Stefanski makes it official. Shedeur Sanders will be QB1 for the rest of the season.
That's not breaking news. The guy threw for 300, almost 400 yards this week, 3 touchdowns.
News. He literally just said it.
Yeah, but it was understood already. Come on, man. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Come on. All right. So we asked you guys last week.
First, before we forget, because we're 40 minutes in, I don't know where the hell the 40 minutes went.
Oh, I can tell you exactly where it went. You on your stupid rant about Notre Dame, and then
that was like 3 minutes long.
We also spent 20 minutes on trying to figure out how many tables are at this damn card show.
That was also maybe like 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
it was.
By
the way, we still have no idea how many tables.
I mean, if
there was
count in
80
my head
or
right
400, now, I wouldn't know right now.
I can
we're
count
40
in my
minutes
head.
in right now, and you literally spent 2 minutes just paused trying to count in your head, and then you said you were debating about it was 350, and then you said no, it's a little bit more than 150. So your math is off.
Yeah, so if you guys have a card show and you want Tim's, backing, because he'll obviously just shout out anything,
yes,
for whatever on the podcast. Just tell him how many tables. Send a picture. He's not going to know. He's going to be very confused on how many tables, and then he'll shout it out. Is he frozen or just mad at me?
I think he's just mad at you. I'm probably going to kill you in your sleep tonight. So you get a nice run, though. So it's okay.
It's a good run.
Oh, no. He
is. There he was frozen, dude. He's like in a different spot now.
Yeah, he's getting his knife right now in the background.
What is he doing?
He's sharpening his knife. I don't know what's going on.
Does he know he's on a podcast?
I don't think so.
Got his back turned to us.
He usually leaves the podcast every week for about 2-3 minutes. God knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
and then he talks across the room, and we can't hear him. So me and you have a little conversation.
Yeah, it's 1 Eastern, and he just had a coffee. He's got to go take care of business. I understand.
I don't know. I don't understand
what's the plug unplugged.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Your internet went down, dude.
You were frozen, and then Cary got all weird because he thought that you were gonna kill him because you just had the evil, like crazy eye stare at him on.
I don't know
screen.
what happened. My internet.
Oh
man, this is good.
Tim's wild in this one.
I don't know what's
his fault this time.
I don't even know what's malfunctioning, his head or the internet right now. Like it's like a combination of both. It's like they're working together. They're all hooked up to the same freaking router.
We should talk about a topic that Tim would never want us to talk about right now.
What, Notre Dame? How they don't deserve to be in the playoffs?
Yeah, they suck, dude. They suck. They haven't had a good team since Rudiger was in there. Let's just be honest.
Rudy. Dude, we got a lot of questions this week that they asked. So when Tim gets back here, we'll do a deep dive.
We'll start one and see if he can guess what we're talking about.
Let's see here. We have a question. We have a couple questions that directly for Tim, but we're going to answer some of these here.
We should answer the ones for
Actually,
Tim.
You know what? Let's talk about last week.
I'll pretend I'm Tim and you ask the question.
Right. Well, before we do that, we want to apologize, guys. We totally forgot to shout out our members. If you guys do not know, if you guys like to support the podcast for $1.99, be part of a bargain box crew, which helps support the podcast. For $4.99, you can be part of the value boxes, or for $9.99, you can buy a case like I do. And you guys get the podcast a day early. You get some other perks like secret videos. I'll be dropping a video here within this next week about how to find card deals at like yard sales, flea markets, garage sales, and the tricks that I do use to come across and find that stuff. But so Cary, do you know some of our members that we have?
Yeah, dude, we got Mookie Blaylock, a former point guard for both the Atlanta Hawks. He also played a little bit with the Nets, I think, in his early career.
Okay.
We got a JT Cartier.
Cartier.
Okay.
We got JT Cartier. We've got
Buster Chestnut.
Buster Chestnut. The sports card one. What was the name?
The sports card.
The one that does sports cards. Remember?
Sports cards with Chef. That's one of them.
Yeah, that one. We got
We got
sports
that
cards
one.
with Chef.
Oh
We
yeah.
got the other one. Tim, remember the other one who also does sports cards? What was his name?
JC says 316.
Yeah, that one. We got
Oh
that
my
one.
God.
There's a third one actually. There's an additional card person.
Ginger
hold on.
King card
Ginger
kingdom.
Ginger Kingdom.
Flip 36616 says that's
We
the other
are
one.
tearing this
We got
apart.
Chubby Uncle Rico. We got Dusty Box Treasure. Jordan
Frank the Tank.
Brown. We
Frank the
got Lodi Sports.
Lodi.
Lodi. He sells more than all of us by a mile, guys.
Shaky 1994. Vintage Sports Flips with Sports with no S.
Keith.
Yep. The Frank the Tank. We got Buster Chestnut.
Keith, he is a koala veterinarian. Little known fact.
Yam Starch.
Allegedly.
Yams! Shout out Yams!
P Bird Sports Cards.
P-Bird. Oh, P-Bird. P-Bird was on the
P-Bird.
I think he bought from me on
did.
Dibditcards.com because I was like, yo, that's like a really good street name.
Yeah, P Bird.
P-Bird?
He's
Yeah.
an Eagles fan. That's why.
Like if you
CTO,
saw somebody like
Dorsey.
on The Wire, like I feel like a character on The Wire, their name would be P-Bird.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's P-Bird right there.
We have Max PC1, we have Neon Penguin, and we got two new people, Laxon Philly and the Big Guy of Horror. So thank you guys for joining.
Thank
We
you
Shout out
guys.
Big
Thank,
O.
thank you everybody. We appreciate the memberships.
I
So-
think we have reached the point where we're going to need a ticker moving forward.
Oh.
So what we could do is next week is if you do the ticker, then I can read it off like in a very like awesome like starting lineup way.
No, you're suspended after this week's introduction, and then you had your introduction like 2 weeks prior to that. You're going to be we're going to talk about you. You're about to face a league
Yeah, you are on administrative leave. my friend.
straight leave right now. All right, but last week, but I do like.
Why are you smelling your armpits?
What is going on with you, bro?
Dude.
Did you just smell your armpit? Like you literally were in like your internet's breaking down, your head's falling apart. Like you literally just smelled your armpit. Like what?
I swear,
what is,
Tim is the best human being in the world, and if you
or
don't
the
like
worst.
Tim,
I don't know. Like
no,
my-
Tim's
my-
amazing. I love
Yeah,
that. I want to have
debatable.
intrusive thoughts and just do them. I wish I was Tim.
Oh man! All right, guys, we got a lot of questions to get through because we asked everyone last week to ask us some questions. We got some good ones here, and I'll put these out here. We got like 14, 15 questions to go through, so I'll start with the first one here. For Tim, I'm going to butcher all your guys' names, so I apologize in advance. Timothy Benisser 8853. Why do people expect to get $1,000 of sports cards for $10 to $100, but complain when someone is asking $300 for a box of cards? I recently tried selling my whole collection for $30,000 in value, and the best offer I got was $1,000. You can go kick rocks. Unless I get at least $25,000, I will not sell it. I spent between $50,000 to $100,000 to build my collection. So to sell it for $25,000, I'm ready to take a huge. So I'm selling it for $25,000. I'm ready to take a huge loss. Please answer my question on this week's podcast.
Okay, there's a lot of math going on in this episode.
You want me to handle the math for you?
I got a strong opinion about this too. So
So
go,
do
Tim.
I. So do I. I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, what you spent on your collection
Thank
is
you.
not my problem.
It's irrelevant. It's
so,
irrelevant unless the comps are on eBay and maybe that could be
and
1 point.
you think 30,000 in value. Like obviously this is a comment.
How many
we have no
Jeffrey's rookies are you counting in those 35 cents a pop?
Yeah, we have no idea what's in your collection or how you came to your value. But I would imagine that if the most you got was $1,000,
It's nowhere
depending
near that.
upon where you're trying to sell this collection, there's probably a reason why you're only getting $1,000. So like, and also the cost of boxes should have no bearing in what somebody's offering you for your collection too.
To be fair, we don't know if he actually was buying and ripping or if he actually bought those cards. But he
Yeah,
said
we
that he
have
did
no
spend
idea.
between 50,000 and 100. So we would need a little bit more context. But I
Yeah,
get
but
what
like
you're saying.
I'm just saying that like to be honest with you, like I'm that guy that's gonna be kicking rocks. Well, let's be even more honest. I probably won't even be that guy because I don't even think I'd have $1,000
One of the most
to pay for
hollow
it.
One of the most hollow threats in sports card negotiation is if you don't give me my number, I'll just walk. Walk. Like there's millions of sports cards out there. Like if you don't want to sell your cards at a price that somebody offers, totally reasonable. Do what you want. They're your cards. But it doesn't mean that the person that made the offer is going to go up any or cares if you sell to them or not. And I mean that nicely. You know, if they're offering you 1,000 and you think it's worth 30,000, you're not going to come to a number where either one of you are happy. So they're going to be happy not to do the deal, and you're going to be happy not to do the deal because you guys are so far off.
I am the guy on this podcast that buys collections, and I'm talking about just I'm not just talking about sports cards.
Yeah, and he doesn't look stuff up. He just throwing cash on the table.
I have bought video game collections, Star Wars collections. I have spent 5 figures on collections. I do that. So simple math is, if you're telling me you want $30,000, your collection is worth $30,000, and you're going to take $25,000. If I take anything from your collection, sell it on eBay, and I can pay in eBay 15%, right away, eBay's going to take $4,500 just based off those numbers. If I sold all your stuff for $30,000, what is valued at? That means I would be making $1,000 on this collection. No,
you wouldn't even make that.
I'm making $500 on this collection. You know what I mean? If
That's a whole other thing.
If just to say, if you had a whole collection of like Shoheis, and someone's going to walk in there and offer you 80%, 80% is going to be $24,000. So but
80%, Rod, 80% on one card is way different than 80% on a collection.
I know, that's what
one card, easy to flip theoretically. A collection, as you're going to say, I'm sure, massive amount of work to get rid of.
It's a massive amount of work. So when I go to buy a collection, there might be a portion of that collection that's going to be high-end stuff that's going to be very liquid that I will pay 80% on. But when you have cards are worth $15 or less, and they don't have a lot of transaction stuff, that I'm not paying you 80% on those. You know, I might pay you 30%, 50% on what that value is, because there's a reason why people put $5, $10 cards in the bargain boxes at card shows for $1, $2, because they can't it's hard for them to sell those cards at full market value. So they just want to move those cards. So for someone to come in and buy your collection, and this is no disrespect to you, I'm just trying to explain to you the process. Like, I bought a guy told me he thought his collection was worth $30,000 or $40,000. I paid him $10,000 for it, because when I broke down the numbers, all the greatest slabs came out to like $7,000 to $8,000, and then everything else was, there's mixed in auto stuff, but there's over 50 boxes. Like, I'm still processing a lot of that stuff. And, you know, I had to buy a car dealer, not buy a car dealer pro, buy a scanner to kind of scan those cards. I mean, I'm going to put in, 50 to 100 hours processing all that stuff. So you have to factor those in, because time is money. So someone that's going to buy this collection, I'm assuming you're not going to get anywhere near what you're trying to ask for it. And unfortunately, that's just how it is.
I think that person thinks they're going to sell their collection to another collector.
Correct.
Like, that's the only way that you might get close to that number, is if it's like a really specific collection and you're selling it to another collector.
Yeah. If you had $30,000 worth of a certain year or certain era or a team, there might be a small chance you can get a premium, because people aren't going to be going through the work because they just want the collection. But most people buying a big collection like that are people selling.
Yeah. The only way you're getting $25,000 for a $30,000 collection, if that collection was like nothing but like Kobe's, Jordans, Shoheis, and all like high-end cards,
super liquid stuff.
Yeah, super liquid stuff. So
yeah, I mean, when I
not
saw that
not just
question,
$5 cards either. They got to be like nice cards.
Yeah.
Because
when I saw
we can get $15 cards all day in bargain boxes for 50 cents, $1, $2, $3. Why would anybody pay $7, $8, $9 in bulk for them when they're easily accessible everywhere?
I imagined a Facebook Marketplace ad the second I read that question.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, and people just don't know. And I understand people have sentimental value when it comes to collections and stuff like that. But like you guys said earlier, they're like, as a buyer, like, if you paid, like, same process. Like, if you bought $1,000 card for $10, like, if I come to buy that card for you, I'm going to be paying you close to 80% or closer to comps on that card, because that's what you got it for. Same process. If you overpaid on cards and now they're only worth a fraction of that, you paid $1,000 for a card, but it's only worth $100. Like, we're only going to give you what that market value is. It goes both ways.
You can't buy a stock at like $10 a share, and then when it goes down to $1, be like, I paid $10 for this a share. Like,
what you pay to negotiate, what you pay for your stuff is completely irrelevant, except for if it was like on an eBay or someplace where you can see the comp. But that only works if it's something that's fairly recent, right? That you're flipping pretty quick.
It never works. Like, anytime I hear somebody use that in conversation at his card show, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And here's the thing that I think a lot of people overlook is, if you want to sell a collection, have that thing as organized as possible. By year, by set, by all your good stuff, your common stuff. Because a lot of times when you buy out collections, like, people are going to say, this is just bulk and common stuff. They're like, I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking through that stuff. I may quick go through it real fast, but I'm going to quick try to move that. When you tell me, hey, here's all my elite stuff, here's all my like mid-tier stuff, that helps me process it and come up with a price better for that. So it's actually more beneficial to the person that's trying to sell the collection if your collection is fully organized and broken down into sections so that I can quickly process it, because time is also money.
I think
And
so.
we'll only buy your collection if you don't comp any of it and offer me it basically at 1 cent per card. That's where I come in.
There we go.
Yeah, that's why Tim never buys collections. But but yeah, just
No,
so
but like,
friendly advice, man. That's the best way to approach it. Good.
The what you pay argument too. I see this a lot in the high roller, YouTube videos. It feels like where they're flipping coins to determine if they're going to make it feels like $50 or lose 100 on a downtown or something. I don't ever understand that logic, right? I guess theoretically it could bring people to your table because you have hot cards, I guess, right? But like it feels like I hear that all the time. It's like I'm gonna lose on this. Like I want to make a little bit. Like I'm like, why are you even buying this?
So
if you're spending $900, so you're hoping to make $7.
So with my
if I have $900, you better believe I'm gonna have like 5 rows filled with stuff if I'm spending $900.
But also too, I mean, just think. I mean, you guys are all pickers and stuff like that. If you guys go and you buy a bunch of stuff at a flea market or garage sale because you think it's going to sell, and then you sit on that for 3 to 6 months, you will take a loss on those items, maybe at 80 cents on the dollar, just for the fact that you can move it to get that money back, because you can reinvest that money. It's a sunk cost. Yeah, it's a lost leader at that point in time. So you want to get that money back, because if you get that money back, you can actually take that money and flip it 2-3 more times instead of sitting on those items. So that's a part of business a lot of people don't realize. But all right, let's move on. Next question from Rose Rips. Good show, good content as always. Congrats to Cary for tying the knot. Question for the week is for Tim. What is your process to sort and store your cards for quick access when it's time to list and sell? Do you do it by team, by player, by year, or by set?
Everything is by team. Separated by sport, and then by team, and then within the team by player. So like, especially because I do so this morning I did a Shop My Box show and I did very well. But the reason is because I'm organized. So like everything, like that way, if I'm showing somebody a stack and say that I go through and everything in the beginning of the stack is all players that have multiple cards. It only gets to players that are one single card within a team at the end of the stack. So I could be like, okay, Hayden Alvarez to 250 to 99, first Bowman Auto to 499, base Sky Blue to 499, rookie refractor. Like I can say the player's name once, and then I can go off the team. And then with football, the only thing I'm having trouble organizing right now, and that's just because I don't have as many cards as I do baseball and football, is basketball and college sports. I'm really I'm at this point now where I'm getting very organized. So I'm really trying to figure out how I want to organize my college sports. If I want to do it by conference, if I want to do it by position, or if I want to do it by team. I just don't have enough of each team to do it by team when it comes to college football, and there's so many teams. I'm thinking about doing it either by conference or by position.
So can I make a suggestion to you? I would do it by conference, but break it down by team in that subset in there, because when you go to clear, because I know every so often, your Bowman baseball. What year are you up to right now? You mostly 2023 and newer, or
yeah.
Okay, so you try to get rid of a lot of those older years. I know you clear your inventory. And so with the college, though, you can actually lock those up in teams. They put all the Georgia teams, all the players together. So through multiple years. So that would be the route I would go, because it would already be processed for you. When you go to move it, you can just sell it in a lot of Georgia or a lot of Alabama, because that stuff does sell well. I've sold those in the past.
That makes sense.
I feel like, too, the way Tim does it is really brilliant if you do live auctions.
Yeah.
Because people are going to
ask.
It's
catered around.
It's catered. That is a inventory system that really strongly caters to live. I don't have my live organized like that. I wish I did. What you do is meticulous. But my actual buy it now inventory is alphabetical, and it's pretty small. I've had bigger inventories in the past, but I just do alphabetical. And once it gets to a certain point, which I'm close, I'm going to split it into sports and do alphabetical. The only advantage to that is you don't have to worry about when a player gets traded like you do.
Yeah.
But I think with doing lives as much as you do, it makes perfect sense, because then that's so brilliant. Somebody's like, I want the Astros, and not only do you have all your Astros prepared, but you have them by player. So and there's a good chance you're going to sell 3 or 4 or 5 cards.
Also, what I do is I put a sticker on the back of the card, so I know that card is listed. So if I sell it live and I see that it's there, then I know to take it down.
That was my next question. So you put your eBay listings and
everything is organized in the same boxes, and then that way, if it has a sticker, I know that it's listed and needs to be removed from anywhere.
I would say if you guys ever have gone to a show of Tim's and whatnot or in Dibdit Cards, ask for him to show you his boxes, because he literally has a table set up next to where he's set up, and there's literally 6 3-row boxes just there lined up. It's actually pretty impressive how organized he is.
They're 4 rows. They're all
4 rows. Okay, yeah. So I mean, it definitely has motivated me to get more organized with my stuff, because I will tell you, like, if you guys are doing live shows, part of the process of being super organized, because when you go to do live shows, nothing's worse having all this anxiety trying to like scramble to find cards. I don't know what this that. I just had this.
Yeah, especially with these people and their short attention spans. They'll be like, "Do you have any Cubs?" And then like 10 seconds later, you're like, "All right, here are the Cubs," and they're gone. And you're just like,
"Yeah, I love it," because I think that's the ideal, like, perfect way to do it. The way I do it, like for my lives, is throughout the week. You know, when I do buys, I organize it that night typically, and then I'll take a stack. If whatever's I know is going to the live, I put it in my live box. And that's pretty much what's going to go. That's what's going to go in that week's auction, unless it's bombing, and then I save it. Like if Laura's not in the auction buying red stuff, I might save my red stuff till she's in one of the auctions.
All right, next question, guys. All right, Artigap 9 had a question. I'm currently selling cards exclusively on eBay, but looking at some other platforms. Are there any certain cards you guys put in certain sites? How do you guys differentiate what cards should go on what site? Love the content, and thanks for everything.
Every card should be sold on www.dibditcards.com and dibditcards.com only. Next question.
All right.
So
that's a nuanced question, though. That's a big nuanced question. Like, I will send, personally for me, like anything over about 20 that's fairly liquid, like a hot player right now, like a Matthew Golden. I had a Matthew Golden RPA. That, for me right now, I'm sending to DC because of the percentages and the speed.
But that's going on eBay.
Yeah, so that's going on eBay. Exactly. That's going on eBay, but then, like, I have mid-tier stuff or stuff that's more particular. That may go on Whatnot as a buy it now. Then I have a level of stuff that's like generally $5 to $15 that will go through the live auction. And then I'm posting a lot on Collects right now. I think I'm going to be over 1,000 listings here, and probably by the end of this week.
You're using Card Dealer Pro though for that.
I'm using Card Dealer Pro to list, and I'm also using Card Dealer Pro to list to Whatnot, and then I'm cross-listing from Whatnot out to other sites. So I'm doing a little bit of everything. It's fun. That's one thing. eBay's great, still the best platform to sell like buy it now kind of listings, but we live in a time that it's never been better to like actually sell on other places as well. So if you're only selling on eBay, I definitely would encourage you to try out some other spots.
Like dibditcards.com.
Yeah, dibditcards.com, Whatnot, Collects, other spots. Try consignment if you want. You don't have to. But there's so many spots right now to sell cards. PSA, you could, theoretically send it into them and then put it in their vault and get all the eyeballs on your stuff there if you don't want to deal with it. There's a lot of options. There didn't used to be options 15 years ago. 15 years ago, it was eBay and ComC, maybe, right? Which is eBay. But back then, it wasn't eBay. It was only like its own website.
So I would say, like, the nuances. How are you trying to sell your items? So if you're trying to sell them on live, doing live sales, Whatnot and Dibdit Cards are going to be the two places I'm going to sell live on. When it comes to listing static listings, I list all my static listings on eBay. I use a third-party software called Vendu. If you want the code, I can give you a discount on it. Reach out, send me a message. But I cross list those cards from eBay to Whatnot Static Marketplace, to Cary, to Poshmark. Even though Poshmark is mostly for clothes, I have sold cards on Poshmark, and it doesn't cost me anything to cross list all those platforms. So it makes my process
I also use
easy.
Vendu. Vendu's super helpful.
Yeah,
because it'll auto delist as well.
It automatically delists as well.
If you sell a card on eBay that's also listed on Cary, Whatnot, wherever, and it's on the Vendu platform, it will take it down off the other ones.
You can also list on ComC and then cross list it to eBay too. So there's a lot of different options there, but I think cross listing. I would say at the end of the day, no matter what site you're selling on, any type of cross listing you can potentially do with your cards to get them in front of more eyes, it's only going to be more beneficial to you to increase your sales.
Definitely don't. I will say this. It's very important when you're selling cards to not rely on one platform. So I would, if you're only doing eBay, I would start another one, and obviously focus on eBay because that's the bread and butter. But like find another one, or if you feel ambitious, find 2 or 3 you want to try and figure out which one you like. I would definitely spread it out because anything could happen to any account anywhere. So you never know. I would just spread it out, and then maybe you'll find another secondary one that's just as good or close that you like.
Timmy, you want anything to add before I move on to the next question?
No, dibditcards.com.
Okay. All right. Austin Permit 2513 says, I consider myself to be a collector over anything. I sell here and there, but you have all inspired me to at least film and post content, just sharing my love for cards and collections. So thank you. Question is, what camera would you guys suggest start filming with?
GoPro.
Yeah, GoPro, or you can do a DJ Osmos, one of those.
I disagree.
You want to say your phone? That's fine. I mean,
yeah, your phone. If you're getting started and you want to see if you want to do this, your phone. I have filmed, like especially on my main TikTok, I have filmed so many videos like with massive views on my phone. So your phone is all you need. But if you want to like make it simpler for yourself and do in the zone stuff where you're not thinking about holding your camera, you can use a GoPro or something like that.
So my advice to everyone, anytime people ask me they want to start YouTube,
Meta glasses too,
is but you can only film for 3 minutes at a time. So that's not the best scenario right now.
Depends on what you want to film. If you're filming something short or long, yeah.
So I always tell people to start with your phone first because you don't go and spend, because a GoPro is going to cost you a couple $100 to get the setup and stuff like that, and then you may not like it or you may hate the editing process or any of that stuff. So I always recommend start with your phone, film for a month or two, see how you like it first, and then if you do it's something that you want to continue doing, then start investing money into it. But
I will say this
has great quality, great microphones, and you could. I know people that have 500,000 subs on YouTube that still film with their phone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to brag. Let me brag.
I think the biggest thing here is depends on what you're filming, because the easiness of having the GoPro on my chest while I dig, I don't have to worry about it. Like you
can do the same thing with phone, though.
I understand you can, but just your
I
phone
edited
is also a lot bigger.
I've edited exclusively on my phone, like. And this is
going
to sound like a brag because it is a brag, but my American Arbitrage TikTok, I have 80 plus, at least, probably more like 100 million view videos. No joke. Go look at my American Arbitrage TikTok. All filmed and edited with my phone. 100% done with my phone. So, like, you don't need any of that if you don't want it. And I just wanted to say that. So, shout out.
Did you just say good luck trying to store that stuff in your phone?
Yeah. I'm running out of space on my phone all the time.
That is a problem. I edited. That's why I edit on my computer now, because my phone is such a pain in the butt. With
How much space do I get on the cloud?
Depends what you pay for.
But for free.
Backed up. You get free, maybe 2 gigs, something like that, but pay the $10 a month and you can back up all your information on there. If you're going to sit there and tell me that all the content that you have on your phone is not worth $10 a month, then you should go through and delete all the stuff on your phone because it's not worth it. Plain and simple.
And how do I access the cloud?
Use through Apple. This is a conversation we can talk off air on, but you can actually do it. You can actually send your stuff to the cloud, which is just a server.
I want to fit in because we're all doing different angles.
What about when it rains? Does everything come out of the cloud?
Okay, next question. Seabad Cali has a question for Rod and Cary. You guys open a ton of packs. What do you guys do with your commons? Like, what platform do you sell your commons at?
I put them in boxes. I need to sell them somewhere. I probably would put them. That's the problem. Like, I've been stacking them up. Over time, I've used nbsportspodcast.com. I've used other sites for some of the low end. But honestly, what my plan is at some point is getting boxes and selling them in bulk, probably on Shop Commons, which is Kevin's district, just because people buy bulk. It's for bulk listings and stuff. So that's what I would do. Or you can give them away. You can donate them, I guess. I mean, you can do whatever. But the commons is an issue because you get a lot of cards in all these boxes, and most of them aren't, they're sellable in bulk at times. They are sellable in bulk, but it's just getting around to it. It's not the biggest priority.
Yeah, what you do is you wait till you get to that $30,000 collection mark, and then you put it up on Facebook Marketplace for $25,000, and then
because you got
$1,000.
Yeah, you got what is that? 300,000 penny cards. Would that be right? I don't know how the math works, but
what I do is I've actually taken bulk to an auction house. I've actually put it for auction.
That's a good idea too.
I've done that. I have donated some before. I have done that. But I'm actually in that process right now. I'm actually trying to figure out what I want to do because I do have a bunch of bulk and it's starting to take up a lot of room, which I can use the room. So I think I'm going to put it on Facebook Marketplace and do like $20 a box and just try to blow it out or try to find someone who sells dollar cards. So if you guys want to buy bulk new stuff, like reach out to me because I'll give you a tremendous good deal, especially if you're local in the Florida area. I'll hook you up. So, all right, next question.
I'm close to you. I'd like some bulk, please.
Oh, shut your mouth. Bardog versus the world
bulk.
I got
says,
plenty of bulk.
when is our PC collection videos dropping? I would say probably beginning of next year. We can all do a little short or something like that.
That'd be a good idea. I was looking through my PC yesterday because shout out my friend who sent me some Greg Ostertag rookies. He sent me a second-year Greg Ostertag and a Topps Chrome Greg Ostertag. So I put it in my PC box, and I got to look at my Greg Ostertag autos. I have a lot of cool PC cards I forgot about.
I just got to check it enough. One.
Or I'm going to go get a PC card to show you guys since I never really talk about PC.
You're full screen.
Adam Jones short print image variation.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just got that one.
Is that for the PC?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cary's going to grab a PC here, another PC card. He actually has multiple questions. So next question he has is, what is one thing you did when making an eBay listing that you learned that brings more traffic to that listing?
Okay. So I'll tell you this. After going through like eBay, this is for a rant for another day. I will tell you that 75% of the people who sell cards on eBay have the absolute worst listings in the world. The worst photos. It's god awful. My photos look spectacular compared to 75% of the crap garbage listings that people put up on eBay. But I will tell you, about a year ago, Ivan, who was a guest here on this podcast, Watch the Breaks, works for District, he told me once that you need to stop putting the year and the set first and start putting the player's name first. And I did that for a while and it was very successful. But then when I started doing more bulk stuff, it became more tedious to switch it around. But I recently just did a bulk listing last night, and I did it, and I found a way to do it where it wasn't so tedious. So I think that one of the best pieces of advice that I would give is I think that it is important to put the player's name first and foremost in the title before the year and the set name. That would be my suggestion. I think that it's worked for me in the past, and I'm starting to do it again.
Cary, to catch up, we'll let you show your PC card here in a second, but he asked about what is one thing that you did when making eBay listings that you learned to bring more traffic to that listing? So if you want to think about it a second, I'll talk, and then you can go say. But as Tim was saying, the first 5 words in your listing are probably going to be the most important. It's the first thing people see. So getting rid of that information, like putting the player's name first, is going to be one of the most important things there. So I think that's huge. Also, too, you can promote your listings, give it an extra boost in there. Having good photos. I will tell you, most people don't read the description. I hate to say that, but having good photos, having a good title. Also, too, you have 80 characters on that title, so you can actually add some extra keywords to the end of that title that could help boost it in search. So, when people are just putting the name and the card up there and the set, I mean, you could put the team, the city. There's other things you can add to that can potentially help the search.
This is going to sound kind of obvious, but because it is, but it's very important. I think the best way to get eyeballs on your card is to have cards people want. Yeah. So if I'm being serious, and if you have a 1988, oil can Boyd Donruss card, it may sell someday for $1.50, $2. Honestly, it might.
Never.
But I'm just saying, but if you're trying to get more views on that card, stop it. Don't worry about it. Like, if you want to have a 80,000 card eBay store, just put that in the pile, put it through your scanner, Card Dealer Pro, Chronazio, whatever you want to use, and put it out on eBay and just let it sit. Whatever. That's a perfectly fine business model if you want to do that. So I think if you want to have people view your cards, you got to have cards that people want to view. I know that sounds silly. And then also be aggressive with your pricing. I've had a following, online for the last 5 or 6 years. I maybe could get premiums and do occasionally on cards, but I will always price my stuff aggressively. I'll look at comps, and then I'll look at what the current price is, and then I'll undercut the current price. If there's 3 available, 15, 10, and 9, I'm going to be $8.95 or $8.99 or something. That's typically how I do things. I want to get every advantage I can. So price your stuff at a price where you can be the lowest price available if possible. But that's the truth, though.
I know. I feel you. I'm just saying that, like, people are like that, like, drives the price of the market.
It is what it is, man.
Down.
The market is the market.
It's interesting. I know this is off topic, but so you said like 15, 10, and 9. Is that what you said, or 15?
I'm gonna go.
So like
$8.95.
I would put
$8.75.
I would put mine below the 15, but above those
then
other
you
two.
Can go ahead and sit on yours
because those other two will sell, and then I'll be the lowest.
Theoretically,
down.
It depends on how popular the card is.
Yeah.
Is it the hottest prospect? Is it Drake Baldwin or whoever? Is it Connor Griffin, or is it Fernando Tatis Sr.?
Yeah.
It depends on the person too, right?
Of course.
Like if it's a hot player, I can understand your logic. If it's a player that maybe it's a rare card that's low number, but it's of a player that's niche or older, then I would go lowest. So
yeah,
that's how I would do it. I'm aggressive. I want to sell. I don't have a museum. I'm a flipper.
Yeah, because I think it's interesting because like I use your theory, and but I also do like a little bit of my own.
There's nuance.
So there's also nuance. I think there's a nice little balance.
There's cards sometimes I paid strong on and I can't go lowest. So, I mean, I'm not saying I 100% do that, but I think the ultimate goal for me is to sell the card as fast as I can.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times what I do is try to be one of the best priced, if not the best priced card on the market.
Also, too, put best offer on your cards because you can negotiate with people and talk
take
back
best offers, dude.
Yes.
I'm not. This is shameless plug for my collects, but people offer me a lot less than what I have it listed at, and if I can profit on it, most of the time I'm going to just take it, even if I could have got more money.
Was it here last week where I was talking about the Drake May situation? Where the guy sent me the offer, and then I told him that they just went 11-2, and he threw all those yards and those stuff. That was last week, right?
Yeah.
The card sold for $1 more than what that card was listed for when that guy sent me the offer on that card.
Can I show some of my PC cards I got out, guys?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
I got like 6, and I'll go real quick. I just grabbed a few. So I went to school at the same time at the U as Eric Weddle, who was a baller from the University of Utah. So this is a rookie ticket auto. I paid like $7 for this last year at a card show. I think somebody sent me this. I don't remember, but this is one of my Greg Ostertag autos. Ostertag, one of the many role players from the Jazz in the 90s. I love, and shout out to Bryant Reeves, who's trying to guard Ostertag. Good luck. He's a freaking monster. Here's a beautiful Greg Ostertag card. This is a SP Holoview. What do you call these? Hologram cards. You can't really see it. And then my guy went to the U. I loved the U. I went to school there, and he took them all the way to the title. Keith Van Horn. Here's a gold. I love the golds from Fleer Ultra. These were 1 in 4 packs of golds. This is a finest, but it's numbered to 1500. And this is a beautiful. I love these. You guys ever see these in the bargain boxes? These EX exceptionals.
No, I've never seen that. That's
it's kind of the video camera. My camera with the lighting isn't doing it justice, but it's a beautiful card. So yeah, I go with Utah, Utes, Jazz. And busts. I was looking through my box. I collect busts. So I have Tim Couch autos. I have I had a ton of several Tim Couch autos in there because I love it. I love NFL busts.
Here, I'll show a couple that I just have laying on my desk here. So I'm a big wrestling fan, so I got my Hogan rookies right there, Topps rookie. I collect Mike Tyson stuff, so I have some Mike Tyson cards in it. Chris Barnett, he's a UFC fighter who I actually trained with and fought with XFC when I was working with the MMA company. So I've rolled with him before. I'm an Eagles fan, so I collect all the green. Anytime I see a green color match, especially like the Prism ones, I pick those up. I got a Conor McGregor. That's the red disco there. This I have my PC. This is a Shohei to 25, just because I love the. Yeah, dude, this is a PSA 10.
I cannot believe that you're holding that.
I love the card. I just love the card, man. Like the last comp,
that valued at?
The last comp is like 2 years ago, like $275. So I mean,
that's got to be like a $2,000 card, right?
Yeah,
now.
it's a cool card.
It's 25, right?
It's 25. It's a PSA 10. It's a Shohei.
What's it out of? 20, what 20? What's the?
Yeah, 20 for 275. I'd keep it, but if it's more close to 2,000, it'd be out the door for me.
What's the
2022 Topps Chrome update?
Did you check and see if that's
You can scan it on the
match?
PSA app.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Is it a 17 out of 25?
It is 10 out of 25.
That'd have been crazy if it was
Why,
17
what's-
out of 25 and you didn't know it.
Yeah. You know, it wasn't. I remember looking before.
So that's
so
a team card, Angels team card.
Yeah.
22 update.
Yep. 22 update. MVP caliber. Yeah, so that's a cool card, man. The card number is 115. So, all right, we got more questions here. This could go down here because what do you guys think? He has more questions. So, what do you think when a vendor has a bargain box but comps every single card based on the last sold on 130 point?
Oh yeah, that's a bargain box. I'm not bargain boxing.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah,
I'm
good
out.
luck. I'm out.
So I would
That's a
say
no for me, dog.
yeah. So time is
Exactly.
so one of our biggest pet peeves at card shows is when people don't have their items priced. I can see you having some of your stuff priced and some stuff not. That's fine, but because I understand that some people work and have other jobs and do stuff, but if I have to stand at a bargain box and you have to look up every single card in there, and it's not like a set price for stuff, or at least a general price on the card that I can work with, then I'm going to just move on. So all three of us would just move on from situations like that.
There's nothing wrong with not having your cards priced if you're just going to give me a number on the spot.
Well, he's
But
also
if
saying
you're gonna
this guy
comp
has it
then-
priced.
He has to look. No, this guy doesn't have a price, but he has to look up
He's got
every
to look
single
it up.
on 130 point.
That
So,
card's
no.
actually not as crazy as I thought it would be. So out of 50 PSA 10 sold on auction, which I hate, for
Yeah.
$202.50.
How long ago?
September 25th.
Okay.
So before the
craziness.
Otani craziness. So I would say that I think that's $1,000 card.
I would say at least $1,000 or more.
I
Yeah.
mean, I totally understand, like, because obviously we're going through bargain boxes and trying to maximize value out of each card. And I understand why people have a lot of people, aren't doing the cases and they're going to the card show trying to make as much as they can with these bargain boxes. But with bargain boxes, in my opinion, you have to look at them different. For me, it'd be so simple. You have a $1 box, a $2 box, a $3,
Yes.
a $4, a $5, and you put things accordingly. And if they're in that box, in my opinion, they should probably be worth at least a couple dollars more than what the price sticker is for people like us to buy them. And for even collectors for the most part, because most collectors, aren't going to buy a random card at eBay comps in general at a card show. They're going to want a little bit of a deal, and maybe you're going to negotiate. Maybe that's part of the deal. But if you're looking at 130, point for a $5 card as a seller at a card show, I think that's the wrong spot to do it. You
Can
can
I
do
say
it as a flipper and then put it out to the millions of people on eBay or wherever and get away with that, but not at a card show, in my opinion.
Good, Tim.
I was just going to say, side note, really good thing that's awesome about Crocs.
Yeah.
No matter how bad your feet may smell, the Crocs always stay the same smell as long as you're wearing socks.
Bro, we have so many questions to go through.
So you're
Let's
wearing
go next
Crocs
question.
with socks.
Yeah, always. The only time I take my socks off is I'm in water.
Gosh, I got a lot of questions. First off, stop
No,
it.
let's-
That's my first question is stop that right now because that's ridiculous. You're a grown
Eric,
man.
This is not a question, but Eric had a funny comment here. Eric C812V says the no bangers can direct you to every glory hole in the current city you have arrived at.
Oh, that guy loves trolling us, by the way.
I know.
Everything he says, it's like, I don't know if you're really upset
Here's
with
the
us
thing
or if
about
you're trying
trolls.
to be funny.
Here's the thing about being a good troll. Let me give him some advice. You got to throw in a sincere comment every now and then, or else everybody's going to tune you out. If all you do is troll, nobody takes you serious.
Yeah.
A troll has a lot more power when we don't know if you're trolling us or not, right? So you got to throw in is he trolling or does he actually like us? That's how you get us.
It's funny
That's how
you brought
get
that
us.
up because the next comment comes from someone who does that, the bargain boxer.
There
he
we go,
trolls us
yeah.
sometimes.
He
but
just
he
trolls
also-
you, though.
He
Yeah,
understands
he
the
trolls me.
art of trolling.
So here's a question for you guys. What's the most money you've made on a single card going through a bargain box? Have you turned $1 into $1,000? I know it's a lot to turn $1 into $20, but also, what's your favorite cards that you have found in bargain boxes?
That's a loaded question. All right, I'll be quick because we have a lot of questions
Yeah.
and Rob will get upset with us. So you have to understand too. It's hard for me to be quick. I have done this so long, and I go to shows every weekend, and I sell cards every day of the week. There's so many. I will tell you the one that comes to mind obviously is finding the Zaire Hope Super Short Print Pro Refractor for $3, and I got it for less than $3, but it was in a $3 box, and I sold that card for $310. So that like is one that comes to mind like right off the break. Favorite card, I mean, I find so many, like it's hard for me. Like there's two different favorites. There's three different favorites. There's a favorite that when you find a bargain box card that you keep for your PC because you didn't have to spend a lot of money for it. There's the card that you buy for $3 and you sell for $300. That's your favorite because you're making money for your business. And then there's the cards that are just super duper cool and like maybe have some value, but they're not like the most valuable. That this weekend I found a Jose Fernandez second year Topps Finest magenta refractor numbered 14 out of 15. Like that's a crazy card to me because Jose Fernandez doesn't have that many cards, you know, and I didn't even realize that it was numbered until I was outside the card show vaping, and I saw my buddy Tyler, shout out Tyler from Bellaire Sports Card Show shop. He was out there and he was like, so what'd you find so far? And I was showing him, and I showed him that, and as I was showing it to him, I realized it was numbered to 15, and that was in a 50-cent box. So yeah, so there's cards like that are pretty cool.
Cary?
Oh gosh, it is really a loaded question because it kind of changes with time, like and what's your recency biased and everything. I really like cards that I found that are valuable. Like I found the Pylon card when I went to Burbank a couple years ago that ended up getting sent back because it got bent in the mail. That was annoying. That was like over $100 and it was like $2. But I mean, this weekend I found a lot of 50-cent cards that are like, you know, $10 to $50, and that's really maybe not as sexy as a dollar to $1,000, but you know, kind of flip, which I don't think I've ever had. I think maybe my best one might be the dollar one of one none card I got from Tom, but I don't know what that's going to go for. I still need to grade it. So maybe that'll go for a couple.
I got a box for you to store it in if you want.
Exactly. I don't really, I'm not looking forward to waiting 70 years for my card to come back. You know, I might as well just hold it for 70 years. No, I'm going to say,
so you're just going to hold it in a box and not
no,
do
I'm going to try to
it?
send it. My goal is to send it out before the end of the month is the goal.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
That's the goal.
For me, I would say I haven't sold anything for like 1,000 out of a bargain box, but probably the best finds I had was the when I was with me and Cary went to a flea market. Cary got to the booth before me, bought out like a $600 box. I came back like an hour later, and the guy found another box, and I got this box for like $50, and it had a 101 John Lynch in there, and it had an autograph of Joe Carter with the pieces of like the bat from like the World Series. So that was like $150 card.
You
so
still
that was
have that card?
What's up? I still have. I kept it. So that would probably be, if I did sell it, it's like $150 card. So that would probably be my biggest flip from a bargain box.
Well, let me ask you this: what happened to all those Topps Finest refractors in the box with all the Reggie Whites and stuff? Did you sell those? Or are they still sitting in a box in your office right now?
They're actually in my. So I just signed up for PSA, and they're actually in my box to send off the PSA. So I'm actually sending. I'm sending off my.
Have
no,
sitting.
The difference from you two is I'm actually sending it out in the next week or two. So it's actually going out.
Everybody in 3 weeks put a little time notification. Let's verify that he sent this out. Let's make sure he's a good boy like he says he is.
Somebody came up to me and said, "You guys sure do talk a lot about grading cards for three guys who don't grade cards."
I do grade
that's
cards.
fair.
So I've actually graded more cards than both of you guys combined. So
I've graded 2 cards in my entire life.
He also had another question. I think this was a very interesting.
Grading cards is for nerds.
Okay, I'm a nerd.
I'm just going to say it's if you're a nerd if you do it.
If you could turn back the clock, what would you do differently when you started going through bargain boxes? He goes, I see Cary is changing from $1 and less to going to $3, $5, and $10 boxes now. Yeah. But what would you guys do differently? I think this is a good question. I
would not buy base cards at all. And I would probably stay away from First Bowman Mojos unless they were a new release or top 3 prospect.
Okay. Interesting.
So here's a good example. Like I agree. Stay away from base cards. So I went to that 50-cent box this weekend, right? And these are all 50 cents. They're all like refractors or they're numbered cards. I would be sticking with, you know, if I'm going to spend 50 cents or $1 for a card, it's got to be like something of a good player that's flashy, or it's got to be low numbered. But we also, like a lot of us, I mean, I've been doing cards pretty much since 1990 with a couple years here and there I wasn't. I was mostly buying like from Kmart between 1998 and 2020, Kmart and Walmart and Target opening boxes, occasionally going to card shops. But I didn't start going back to card shows like till 2021. And that was the time when you could go get like a base prism of Trey Young or whoever, somebody, Mikal Bridges, and flip it. And that's really changed for the most part.
Yeah.
But there's a price point for everything. If I come across Mikal Bridges prism base rookies and they're a quarter or 10 cents, I might think about it. So it's all about the price point. So
I would two things. I would have picked up more backup quarterbacks, especially if I knew like the quarterback's starting to get hurt. I skipped a lot of those, and a lot of those did have some payoffs throughout the last like year or two. But I would actually, my biggest mistake I was saying starting out with, not flipping the cards over and going through the back of the cards, because there's a lot of placement of like number cards and parallels that I didn't realize until looking at the back of the cards. And at first, everyone goes through the front of the cards and put it back in the box. But I would just turn it over. Now I do that when I go through bargain boxes, and I find so many stuff that you just can't tell from the front. So
can I do a hot take based
on
what you just said? Here's a hot take. Okay, the whole backup quarterback thing. I agree. Every year, several backup quarterbacks just go to the moon, right? But if you're doing that in earnest, right, you're buying every backup quarterback.
I'd say every backup.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so you have to be very picky. Because if you're buying a ton of different backup quarterbacks and you win on 2 or 3, what difference does it matter if you invested in all these other quarterbacks, spent money, and they didn't pan out, and that's a sunk cost or you lose money? All your profit you made on the few is lost in the ones that didn't make it. So it's even if you're doing backup quarterbacks, you have to be very – there's this with speculation. That's why I'm not a big speculator. I'm about finding – but the cool thing about backup quarterbacks, I will say this, like a Tanner McKee or something, you can go find those guys in bargain boxes for less oftentimes than what they're worth in the market right now. And then if you want to hold and hope it goes up beyond that, that's on you. But that's the one thing about backups is you can oftentimes find them affordably.
Shout out Brady
where
Cook.
You can make money. Yeah, Brady Cook.
He played.
Riley Leonard.
But he did. Yeah, but
Riley
did he do
Leonard.
anything?
Shout out
I don't think
Riley
he did.
Leonard.
Riley Leonard. I just sold a $14 turn of the century Riley Leonard auto.
Because he's a new starter now for the Colts.
Oh,
is he though? When is Anthony Richardson coming?
He's on IR. He's out.
He's out for the year.
He's not out for the year, but he hasn't recovered from his surgery.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's going to be playing for the Birmingham Stampede, USFL or something, probably next year.
He's going to have to play for the Colts if they.
No, I think Riley Leonard's going to get the nod, if I'm not mistaken, going forward, because that's why he got put in as a backup for the game, and Tyler Warren was the emergency backup for that game because he played he took some snaps at Penn State. I think he played a little quarterback in high school too.
They're gonna have to sign a quarterback.
They have a quarterback on the practice squad, but he wasn't called up yet, so that's why Tyler Warren was like the backup. By any chance? Some guy I never heard of. So
okay, so I mean they're gonna have to sign
they're gonna have to do something. So
was Matt Corral still somewhere floating around?
I don't know.
Get him on.
Ooh, I found that liner jersey number match this week.
Oh, nice.
That'll be in dibditcards.com tonight.
So, a question for Tim. Is there a way to study baseball teams' top prospects without paying for Baseball America subscription and the other sites to review?
1,000% do not pay for Baseball America subscription. There actually got to this whole conversation. Well, I didn't. So there's a conversation briefly with some people about the Harry Ford trade. So for those of you who don't know, Harry Ford, considered one of the top prospects for baseball, according to MLBpipeline.com, which is free. But the guy one of the executive writers for Baseball America was being questioned about his thoughts on Harry Ford because they don't like Harry Ford as much as MLB Pipeline does. And he was a real douche about it. He was like, well, I'm the executive writer for BaseballAmerica.com, not MLB Pipeline. He was very, what is the word? Passive aggressive about it. I don't know. It came off really snobby. But you could pay for that if you wanted to. But if you're trying to find free information, there's a ton of free information out there. MLBpipeline.com is free. Bottom line.
YouTube.
No Bangers sports card free. Over the years sports free. Well, No Bangers is if you want to pay for a membership, shout out to all of our members. We appreciate all the love. But Let's Talk Wax is really good on YouTube.
It's great for baseball, yeah.
And then if you on Twitter, there are some things you could pay that are worth paying. Let's Talk Wax is he has a Patreon. It's $5. There's a guy on Twitter, Big Bob Cards. He is really good with baseball in regards to the hobby. I think he has like a Substack or a Patreon or Discord that's like $5. You know, like some of these guys, they charge like $5. Like it's worth it. You know, in my
I
opinion.
followed for a while Ball Card Genius on Substack. He's bigger on Twitter or TikTok.
TikTok,
So
yeah,
there's
the
a
guy
lot
with
of
the
guys.
glasses, yeah.
You
Yeah,
turn me
he's
on to
good.
Let's Talk Wax. They're great, man. I love how he breaks it down. He has his own point system and stuff like that. Like,
But like it's like what Cary's always preaching though. It's like a lot of that stuff is speculation. So that's why I kind of like to give as much different information as possible, because like Rod just said, that guy has his own point system, and then some people have different rankings. So it's important to kind of see what people are saying. But like the reason why I think MLB Pipeline is important is because it's free. A lot of people are using that as their source. So a lot of people are all going to be chasing the same top 10 prospects there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of times they'll put out a product. It's weird. I don't know how that happens, but like sometimes they just pick a guy and like that's the chase guy. And I'm like, well, this guy's not even like really that good. Why is everybody chasing him? So I think MLB Pipeline is definitely the best source of information, and then just check the box scores and the stats and what people are doing. The new draft rankings just came out, the 26 draft rankings.
I think a simple thing you can do as like a starter is do just that. Go check the top 100, check it often, commit some of it to memory, and if you want to get more in depth, go to the top 30 of each team. Yep. It's not so much that you need to know the stats of every player, you just need to know names. Because the names, you just need a trigger when you're going through a bargain box, right? You need a trigger. Like, where does that name come from? I saw it somewhere. And then you go look it up, and then you can see if it's worth it. And then, obviously, you can that's the beautiful thing about bargain boxing, is you can go down any rabbit hole almost forever and get more and more details and more sneaky cards that are valuable out there, you know. Or guys, if you do want to speculate a little bit, guys that might be under the radar. So you could always get more education, and there's plenty of it out there for free.
I would also
and you
add
can pay too.
If you want to, Let's Talk Wax. He actually breaks. If you want to buy into breaks for like baseball teams, like Bowman stuff like that, he actually breaks down like the best teams for breaks, which helps you have a better understanding of that while you're digging through bargain boxes too. So I find that helps out a lot. All right, next question. C Bad Cali says, Cary, used to buy mainly $1 and $2 cards to sell on eBay. Now you seem to buy more $3, $5, and $10 autos, serial numbers, patch cards. Have you found this price range to be better for auction sales, Dibdit and whatnot? Or have you found this price range to be easier for sales overall? Have your misses increased in this higher range? Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, all of the above. I think, I found like I still want to have like tons of buy it now cards available. Mostly I'm going to put them on collects, but I'm not going to be putting up, like I said, a 1988 Greg Olson, or something like an old Oriole or something base card anymore. It's going to be numbered stuff. It's going to be stuff that has a little bit more upside for my time. But yeah, the $2 to $10 auto and numbered stuff does better. It gives me more flexibility too. Like I could throw this on Whatnot as long as I pay the right amount, right? I could throw this on Whatnot, Dibdit Cards, collects wherever I'm selling it, right? You can put it on eBay wherever, and I've got margin, right? And not only that, it's a little bit more desirable. So there's a chance that I'm going to sell it faster. And a lot of it is like if I took that Greg Olson off of an eBay, right, which it could sell in 7 years, right, for $2, $2.50, whatever. If I took that off and put it through Whatnot, it's not going to go for anything. I'd have to have 20 cards put together, and it still wouldn't. But if I have a numbered card that's interesting or an auto, and I took that off because I'm tired of waiting for it to sell statically, there's a good chance it'll sell for my $2 bid, or maybe I could put it with a second card and get $2. So it allows me to, it's just kind of how I've evolved. I think the evolution's going to continue too. Probably it's always kind of been this, $10 to $200. I don't think I'm going to ever go much beyond that, because then you're dealing with people talking about comps all the time, and it's so annoying. I don't want to go in there talking to, I don't want to do that whole dance where like the last 3 comps, let's average them out and I'll give you 85%, because then you're speculating a little bit, I feel like, and I don't really want to play the speculation game. I want to find the gems, and the best place to find them is the low end cards.
One thing I would add to that, just a little nuance, that's something that all of us do here, is we cost average. So for example, like if we go to a card show and we dig through the box and we buy cards for $10, $15, and we run them on Whatnot and we get $7 for that card, that's okay. We took a loss on that card because you're going to buy the other 3 or 4 cards that we paid $3 for $6, $7, $8, and we're going to be making money on all those cards. So when we run these auctions, like a live auction, our buy costs for all the cards we sell might be $40. We just look at the overall number at the end. So we don't care if that card, we run a card during an auction, that card sells for $2, it sells for $10. Some cards will lose money on, but most of the cards will make money on. It's the cost of, we're averaging our cost per card on there. So like if I do a show, I run. Good.
I'll say this. I've noticed with auctions, and before I did the, whatnot, I did live in-person auctions in Utah. I was an auctioneer. One thing I've noticed about auctions is if you have a stack of stuff, cards, whatever, and you go, you add up everything what you think you're going to get, right? You hope you're going to get on a good auction. You come up with $800. You're typically going to get to that number roughly, I've found. But the way you get there will surprise you. The item that you thought might propel you for $100 might get 50. But then you're going to get, 3 cards or whatever that you thought you'd get $2 bids that go for 8 or 9 a piece because you had Bo Jackson fans in the auction tonight. So typically, like, if you look at the cost averaging, if you look at the sum of an auction on whatnot, you'll get close typically to what you're thinking. But the way you get there is often surprising.
Okay. Tim, anything you want to add before I move on?
Nope.
Last YouTube question before we get the Spotify questions here. What is a sleeper? I skipped this one earlier. What is a sleeper that does well for reselling on eBay or District?
What? Like a sleeper what?
Like sleeper cards, or maybe like a certain set or something. Like when you're digging through bargain boxes, is there any type of sleepers you look for or stuff in there that does well?
No, you never know. I think that's kind of interesting because it's tied into what Cary was just saying. Like, some stuff will surprise you and some stuff like you just don't know. I mean, I guess I what I look for more and so now than ever in the bargain boxes is I found that Matt Leinart rookie card jersey number match. That card's going to be 10 to 20 times easier to sell because it's a jersey number match than if it wasn't. So I really dig deep into jersey numbers now. Jersey number match cards is one of my biggest weapons when it comes to bargain boxing and flipping on eBay and dibditcards.com.
100%. I agree with you. I had a Randall Cunningham. We were talking about him earlier for your PC. I had one, and I didn't even notice it was a jersey match. I had it, I think I paid $1 or $2 for it, and I put it up in the auction because it looked cool. It was shiny. It was numbered to 99. And I'm like, $5, $6, hopefully. We'll see. And I right as I was about to start, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's 12 of 99. His jersey number is 99, and it went for $51.
Wow.
In my, and that was pretty aggressive. Like that was high. But 2 people were Cunningham fans or Eagle fans or whatever, and it went really high. So that is a little sneaky thing you could do. Is it worth stressing out about too much? Because it's not something you're going to find all the time. I wouldn't worry too much, but it never hurts to every card you're looking at just to take that extra second and just check to see if it's a jersey match, because it can make something worth it.
One more thing about that. We were talking about eBay listings earlier. Because I'm looking currently for all the 36 out of 2025. It is mind-blowing to me how many people only put the back end number in their card listings. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, what do we do? Like, because there's people out there that are looking for specific numbers. Like, the numerology is a crazy thing. You're talking to a guy who talks a lot about numbers. 400 tables here, okay? So there is a lot of people searching numbers, and the amount of people that don't put the number in their listing, it's crazy to me.
I would say the only thing I would add is that when I dig through bargain boxes, one thing I always look for is like wrestling, Marvel, Disney, especially if you're like a sports card show, because you don't have a lot of people there that are going specifically looking for those things. And I find those things have a tendency to sit in bargain boxes and for long periods of time and not get moved. You can move those really good online. So for me, I like to find cards that people collect, not so much try to flip, and sell those to collectors. So that's why I like wrestling, Disney, Marvel, UFC stuff. I always do really well with that stuff. So, but I also appreciate that and follow all that stuff. But all right, to the Spotifyers, a couple more questions. We'll wrap this up. From our buddy Buster Chestnut, Tim, how can you offer and automate combined shipping on platforms like eBay and District Cards? Can you possibly then later elaborate in a member-only video, or maybe show the process or processes?
But eBay sucks because I can't. It's so difficult to do it on eBay. because I offer, you guys know I don't do standard shipping, so I offer free combined shipping. Like I had somebody the other day, they bought like 12 cards from my eBay, and so I had to go in and I couldn't bundle the order, so I had to go in and issue a refund for each card, and then I had to add the tracking for each card that was the same tracking number.
You know, if they put all the cards in their cart, you can actually go in there and send them an invoice before they pay for it.
Yeah, they can do that. But
Yeah,
that too.
that doesn't. How many times do they just pay before that?
Yeah,
All
people
the
just
time.
don't realize. Yeah, with especially with like Dibdit Cards, you can
super
actually super easy. So
best
when you
place to buy and sell cards in the world.
It's a killer feature. That's one of the killer
Dibditcards.com.
Tim, that's like one of the premier features of Dibdit Cards is the fact that you can run. How many auctions do you run in a standard week on Dibdit Cards?
At least 2 to 4 auctions.
Two. So let's say you did 4 auctions. You're shipping at the end of the week, right?
Yep.
So most times I do 2 weeks because it allows people 7 days to have free
So
shipping.
why is that a benefit for people who don't understand? Like,
Because
what
it's a
benefit is
benefit
that?
because if you don't have to pay shipping over and over.
So they're
again.
paying shipping, like
One
they're getting
time.
combined shipping at that first show or the second show that they join. And then the rest of the week, everything they buy, you have the free combined shipping, right?
Yep.
So they're stacking almost ComC style, right? They're stacking,
I have
they're back.
60 plus card orders that are
Yeah,
going
but it's
out
also, if you
today.
think about it, it's kind of like a card show at that point because you're just dealing with, I guess, tax and the price of the card. You're not worried about shipping at that point. So you're like, I'll pick that up for $1. I'll pick that up for $2. I'll pick that up for $3. Just put it in the stack, and at the end of the 2 weeks, they got 60, 70 cards, and you ship it all at once. It's kind of wild.
All right. Next question. Buster Chestnut says, since I'm a case member, I usually watch on YouTube and just comment too much over there. But since I consider myself part of the Spotify reviewers, as Tim says, what would you do in this situation where an eBay buyer got cold feet and upon rereading or just reading for the first time the description and backed out? It wasn't worth the legal fight, so I did as he asked. I canceled the order. So what would you do next? Relist it, shop around for a private buyer, or what? Let me know. And just to put stuff in context, he put up a kaboom that he pooled, and I think it sold for like $1,100 or $1,200. And he wanted to sell it right away because it was hot, like a new release. And then the buyer backed out of the auction because there was like a little dimple or something in the card. So,
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not telling you to follow this advice because I am different breed than most resellers. And and people call me out on it all the time, a la Kevin on the Trash to Cash podcast said that Tim does everything a little bit different than everybody else. Listen, I don't care. I will print that label out as soon as that card sells because
it was that auction, so he didn't pay for it. They backed out before
paid.
paying for it.
Okay,
Never paid.
so they never paid for it. Then that's different. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't have to explain that whole theory. Then, they just relist it. At that point, if they didn't pay for it, you just relist it.
The biggest
always
thing-
have that. If you're up for auction, then I understand. But if it's a buy it now, I always exhaust all my options. But if it's an auction, it's a little bit different. You can't just like try to side sell it while it's on auction because it's on auction. If it gets a bid, then it gets a bid. But I just would relist it. If it got up to $1,100, then I'm assuming that there'd be other people that are interested in it.
The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, and I've heard you talk about this a couple times, Buster, is to just waste your time talking and writing about it. There's nothing you can do. There's no way you can get them to pay. Relist it, move on. It's just, that's part of selling on eBay. It sucks. There's no way you could force them to pay it. They're not going to enforce anything. So, that I know of. So what you need to do is dude, I've had so many of those things happen over the years. The best thing you can do is let it just go out your mind, as hard as that is, as quickly as possible, and repost it on another 7 day if you want to do an auction, on a buy it now, and get that sold. Because the easiest way to forget that happened is by selling it. So just get it sold.
So a lot
It'll
of
sell
people
for what it sells for.
A lot of people don't know about this feature on eBay, but there's actually a second chance offer feature. So if you go into your bid history, you can actually offer to the person that was second highest bidder, and you can try to sell it that way. You can put a day for like a 1 day or 2 day time period on it. You can also do that too. If you put up an item for auction, you have multiples of that same item. You can actually offer it at the second highest price to the next bidder too. So
it's really an eBay issue. This shouldn't be happening. eBay should be basically making sure they have funds before they bid. I don't know how they do that, but other places do it. Other places I very rarely have people on Whatnot not pay. It happens, but it's very rare. Dibdit Cards, very rare. eBay's the only place where this happens consistently. The only one that I know of with auctions.
Even major auction houses, like to get, like for example, like I have a golden auction house account, and to be approved, like I had to be, if I want to spend over $10,000 on there, like there's an approval process you have to go through. They vet their buyers on there to avoid situations like this. So, all right. So last two questions here. I am a Bengal fan asks, what are your guys' websites for buying if interested? So what are some websites you guys would use to buy cards?
Hey, wait, is he asking us if we want to buy
buy
his
from
cards?
us?
No, what are your guys' websites? Like when you go to, I think the question is they're asking is what websites would we use to buy cards?
Anything and everything I'll buy from us.
Elaborate more.
www.dibditcards.com, eBay,
dude, shop
District
Goodwill.com.
in general, District
You could
in
go
general,
everywhere.
Collects. Yeah, that's pretty much
eBay.
it.
You could go to Fanatics
eBay.
Collects. You could go wherever you want. There's no shortage of buying opportunities in cards. None. Like Facebook Marketplace. You could you could find yard sales that are listed.
Collection on there that you could buy.
But you better not offer $24,000. You're going to get laughed out of here. Okay?
You guys are the worst. Let me tell you.
Why are we the worst?
Neon Penguin says this. I like this question. This is actually very interesting because I actually had this come up in my videos a lot when certain things I buy. He says, why does eBay show comps for junk wax, but it seems never to sell? Is it the black diamond of cards? So if you guys do not know, black diamond VHS is a big thing on eBay where people would jack up the prices on black diamond and never pay for the auction. So now people think black diamond VHS, Disney black diamond VHS is worth a lot of money. So they're just referring to why do we see comps for junk wax, but it never seems to sell.
Well, do you see one comp or do you see several? If you see one comp, then that's just an outlier.
There's a couple of different scenarios. I mean, there are people buying junk wax. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely people buying junk wax. But I mean, like there's obviously the money laundering ones where it's like triple error, double comma dot missing, 90 donruss, $36,000.
Reverse negative, F face.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff like that that's just fake. But it's different because it's a different buying scenario, and it's interesting because Cary touched base on this a couple of times. There's a lot of people that are throwing these cards in card scanners, and they'll wait, and they have like massive like library pull out drawers of cards and stuff like that. Like where they're using the Dewey Decimal System for Christ's sakes, probably. But like those cards are actually selling. They're just finding people to sell it. But like the reason why you don't see it sell that often is because it's not like everything else. Like there's very few people that can run live auctions. There's very few people that can run static auctions static listings on sites outside of eBay to sell that sort of stuff. So
here's
it's
how
just
you
one
do
of those
it.
weird things.
Go on eBay right now, everybody who's curious about this. Go on eBay and don't put a particular player, but just do a set. 1991 Fleer Baseball. Go see how many listings there are available for that. Probably 10,000 plus cards, maybe 30,000, 40,000. Then go look at the sales. There are sales. There's sales for Delino DeShields in there, I'm sure, like base cards. There might be 300. There might be 400. But when you do the math, the sell-through rate, which isn't talked about a lot in the sports card world, right? The sell-through rate is abysmal. For every, 100 cards or 200 cards that are listed, maybe one sells, right? And that's also dependent highly on the player. The one that sells might be
You said 91 Fleer?
Yeah, how many are available right now? 91 Fleer.
120,000 plus listings
right.
for 1991
20,000 you said?
Yes.
Okay, how many have sold?
4,800.
So there's been, in the last 90 days, 4,000 plus 1991 Fleer cards sell. That's a lot of cards, but compared to the listing amount, it isn't, right?
That Provision Barry Bonds sells for $6.
Yeah, a lot of them are Provision, dude.
Provision ones do sell well, yeah. So for those that don't know, what he's talking about, sell-through rate is very important. So if there's 100 items listed on eBay and 10 sold every 90 days, that means that every time 100 are listed, 10 more sell. So that's a 10% sell-through rate. What you're looking for is stuff that's going to be extremely liquid. So you might
There's
like
also nuance to that.
Yeah.
Because the 4,000 plus might be 2,000 Provisions and all the rest, and then 1,800 Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas, Cal Ripken. So if you're putting up a Phil Plantier, you may never sell that. You may have to have that buried in the casket with you because it ain't going anywhere.
I'm about ready to just start buying 91 Fleer Provisions and sending them to PSA.
Oh yeah, they bring big money because they have black border, bro. They're hard
How
to breed.
much do you think a PSA 10 Bo Jackson 1991
over 10K? Over 10K probably.
No, not that much.
300.
$2,600.
Wow. Yeah.
Because it's
the border.
31st.
Yeah.
Border. They're so hard because the black border and they're cut wrong. So anything that has a black border is extremely hard with comic books, cards, video game boxes.
Yeah, 71 boxes. Tops. Like, go look at Burt Blyleven rookies, and you get a nice copy of a Burt Blyleven, and it's insane.
Mike Greenwell.
Shout out Mike.
PSA 10 Green Monster Provision. Pop 6. Sold 3 days ago for $2,000.
Yeah, people putting together a set, man.
I think he just passed away, like in the last month too. I believe. So that might be partially why it popped up.
Of everyone on this podcast, I buy the most junk wax stuff, from seal packs to a lot of like collections at like flea markets and garage sales, stuff like that. But I will tell you, like, when I run my lives, like Nolan Ryan, Ken Griffey Jr., Bo Jackson, Jordan, like stuff like that from the 90s does really, really well for me. Even like the base common stuff, you put them in lots, they always sell well.
Oh, dude, gun show. For the
What?
Spotify listeners, Tim was seducing people just then.
So, but also too, a lot of people like to buy packs and stuff like just to open it because it's part of their childhood, man. So I think there's a huge nostalgic factor when it comes to the junk wax there. That's why you'll see sales on it and stuff like that. But if you go to a card show, that stuff doesn't really move at card shows. That's something that's going to be strictly like online. You get a lot more sales online for that. But anyway, it's been a long show. We're almost at 2 hours here, guys. So do you have any final words, Tim?
So we have to draw a winner for
yes.
this. We'll do that really fast. But while Rod's pulling that up, I will say shout out to Rod for, steering the ship, because it's not an easy ship to steer. These waters can get a little choppy at times with Cary and me. So
we're occasionally taking the oar and spinning in different directions. I'm going to get blamed
for a lot of this podcast being long, but
we almost several times careened off the edge of the flat Earth. Several times. We almost just went right over that waterfall.
All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen so we can quick knock this out.
So I said I would give away something for somebody who hashtag Dibdit Cards and left their dibditcards.com username. And shout out to our friends at Humongous Horde. I'm going to give away a pack of top loaders.
All right, here we go. Filter keywords. Filter, and I think you just put in Dibdit, right?
Dibdit Cards.
That's hashtag Dibdit Cards.
Yep.
9 comments. Here we go. Pick a winner. Bargain Boxer.
Shout out to the Bargain Boxer. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Over the Years Sports, and
he's at $3,500 Topps Chrome boxes.
And I will send you the Humongous Horde top loader pack for free.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, any final words, guys?
Nope. You guys can find us on dibditcards.com. I'm going to be selling cards all week.
All right. Cary, any final words?
Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you.
And I will be not doing any sports breaks for the rest of the end of this year. I will start back up in January.
Go figure.
There's Christmas and for Wednesday nights, but I will be on there doing other stuff, other sports card, other non-sports breaks. So, guys, just come hang out with us. Appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you so much for all the support, and appreciate all the feedback and questions we got this week, man. So
thank you, guys.
Let's get it in.
No bangers on 3. 1, 2, 3. No bangers.
No bangers. You better.